Wichita and Central Kansas scene. It's KansasHipHop.com. You can sell your music in the store.
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Sell your music in the store on KansasHipHop.com.
Also, post your videos and have your audio heard by millions.
KansasHipHop.com.
Social promo as well using hashtags.
KansasHipHop.com.
Check out the KSHH Mobile Text Club. Stop sitting in front of the social media and hop on KansasHipHop.com.
Do you know a student athlete hoping to earn a scholarship? Peak Prospect is the only complete online collegiate recruiting system that helps you manage the entire recruiting process. Take control of the recruiting process now. Peak Prospect offers step-by-step guidance with direct access to over 28,000 NCAA and NAIA coaches for over 30 men's and women's sports. Connect directly today by signing up for your free 21-day trial at www.peakprospect.com.
The Pink Floyd experience echoes one of rock music's greatest icons. A spectacular new light show. Full quadraphonic sound. 6 brilliant musicians. One epic concert. Fans who sing the Pink Floyd experience is the closest thing they've seen to the real thing. Featuring Pink Floyd's greatest hits and rarities. A definite must-see for anyone who is a Floyd fan. You don't want to miss the Pink Floyd experience.
Pink Floyd Experience, live at the Cotillion Ballroom, Wednesday, March 12th. Doors at 7, show at 8. Tickets on sale now.
Dave in the building. How are you, sir? April 27th, Wichita, Kansas. Get ready. The world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience is going to be broadcasting live as live can get at 101 North Rock Island in Wichita, Kansas. Get more information at jiggyjaguar.net. Also, kjagradio.com. We will be broadcasting live as live can get. Lots more details coming soon. A huge, huge live broadcast of the Jiggy Jaguar Experience 427 in Rock Island in Wichita.
Yeah, that one's out. That was a hard way. It looks as bad as us, man.
You play guitar too?
I do.
I brought a Metro bass.
Oh, good. I brought a resonator.
Now, live from Hutchinson, Kansas, it's the Jiggy Jaguar Experience. Now, here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Jiggy Jaguar.
Wow, it is fired up in a hurry. It is the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience. We are live as live can get here at RadioZenu.com, KJagRadio.com, and our good friends at TalkRadioX.com. We are live Sundays, 2 to 4 Central, 3 to 5 Eastern, and 12 to 2 Pacific. And we're going to have some details very soon on our big live Rock Island, Wichita, Kansas live broadcast. What a circus that's going to be. And we already have people filing in. We've got Kevin Sig in the building, my good close personal longtime friend, Mr. David Vidal, and he wore a really cool hat today. And we have on the phone Mr. Dan Mack. Dan, how are you, sir?
Oh, yeah. John Winter.
Maybe.
John Winter.
There's Dan. Okay. Had to turn you up there, Dan. Sorry about that. We've got Dan Mack with us on the phone. We're also joining, we've got some people on Spreecast today, whatever the hell that is. And we're making it happen today. Dan Mack, sir, how are you?
I'm doing good, James. How you doing?
Pretty good, actually. We've got people kind of filing in, getting ready to get off and running. Holy smokes! David and Kevin are gone. Now, Dan, let's talk about your great book, Dark Horse: How Challenger Companies rise to prominence here. First of all, give me a little introduction on this book. It sounds very, very interesting.
You know, James, it's a book that I was working on for about 5 years. And I've always had a fascination with, you know, kind of with underdogs and challenger, whatever, whether it be sports teams or artists or businesses or whatever. Just kind of little companies that sneak up out of nowhere and kind of just change the game and all of a sudden go from being very small to being very prominent and very distinct. So that's always kind of been a passion of mine. And I worked on this thing for about 5 years. I work with a lot of smaller companies, companies like Purell and Ricola, little kind of consumer packaged good companies.
Yeah.
But companies that really have a very unique culture, very unique brand, and companies that are very, very serious about what they do. So that was kind of the driver for this thing. And it's a summary of a lot of ideas, a lot of stories, and a lot of personalities that I think anybody can really relate to, whether you run a little company or whether you're thinking about being an artist or whether you run a team or you're a coach or whatever you do. It's that idea that you're smaller, but you're trying to sneak up on other people and you're trying to do it your way.
Dan Mack joins us today. Dark Horse, How Challenger Companies Rise to Prominence. He's our first guest today here on Radio Xenu, here on TalkRadioX.com, and, of course, today on Spreecast. Now, it sounds like Dark Horse is more than just another business book.
Yeah, no, I think it really is. I mean, there's a lot in here about small little brands or small little businesses, but I think it's much, much more than that. And I think the reason I think it's more is, you know, most of us, if we look in the mirror, we're probably dark horses, right? I mean, we're not. Very few people have a lot of money. Very few people have tons and tons of talent. So you know, most of us are dark horses, and I think the reason why this is kind of a cool idea that really has inspired me over the last 5 or 6 years is because most of us can look in the mirror and really be inspired by a lot of really unique companies who've done interesting stuff and have really beaten the odds. You know, companies like Method Soap, or companies like Tom's Shoes. That's the company that, you know, you buy one and they give one away to children in extreme poverty. Or like Carmex Lip Balm. These are like little companies that most people don't know much about, but they're really special at what they do, and they can really give us a lot of lessons on, you know, how each of us can be really distinct in what we're doing also.
Dan Mack joins us today. He's got a great book, Dark Horse, How Challenger Companies Rise to Prominence. Why did you feel inspired to put this book together, my man?
You know, I think it kind of goes back to my own story. You know,
you look like
I spend a lot of time now doing strategy and helping companies think through how they introduce new products and how their little company can be more successful in a bigger marketplace. But I think part of my own story was, you know, I mean, I never got great grades in college.
I love it.
I struggled, like most people, with public speaking. I struggled with, you know, with stuttering when I was young. I really felt like a dark horse myself, kind of in most things I did. So that's always been something that connected to me. And then over the last 5 or 6, 7 years with my work, and I'm always working, again, with kind of unique little companies, unique leaders who were smaller, I kept seeing all of these patterns as I was doing this research. And there was a set of traits that the ones that broke through seemingly had. And so I think on one level, I thought, wow, I got to get this down on paper because this really is interesting, and these guys really do certain things the same way, even though they're very, very different, or maybe they think the same way. Their philosophies are kind of very similar. So it was kind of a labor of love for me, and I think in some ways it was just something that I think, again, like I said, I'm always very intrigued with myself personally.
We've got Dan Mack with us today, Dark Horse, How Challenger Companies Rise to Prominence. What are some of the most unique things of winning Dark Horse companies and leaders? Tell us about some of these.
Well, I think, you know, there were probably 10 traits. There's probably about 20 traits that hit me, but the 10 that really, really hit me the most was, you know, people who do things at a really high level and really are very gifted at it. It's very, very personal to them. You know, I always laugh when people say things are, you know, you're taking things too personal. And I think, you know, man, if you're not taking it personal, you're probably in the wrong game, right?
Oh, very much so.
I think there's something about it's very personal to them, and what they're doing, probably very similar, James, to what you're doing, It's an expensive.
I don't know. I don't know if you can compare me to anything of the people that you're writing about in your book. My God, if you can see what's going on here in the studio, it's a circus. But go ahead, Dan. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Maybe down deep you're meant to be a ringmaster. There it is.
Maybe. Dan Mack with us today. Dark Horse: How Challenger Companies Rise to Prominence. And before we let you go, my friend, I got two more questions for you. One, what one company in the book did you really find interesting that inspired you?
I think a company I have loved for a lot of years. I watched these guys. When I used to be involved with Purell Instant Hand Sanitizer, helping to launch that little item, I always used to watch this other company, and this company was Method Soap. And the reason why I think they're kind of a cool little company, I mean, they're competing against some of the biggest soap companies in the world. And these are really big organizations with lots of resources. But this little company out of Northern California started kind of creating a business, and their whole mission was, they said, you know what, we're kind of purposefully weird. And our mission is to get rid of the world, anything in the world that's dirty, whether it be dirty businesses or dirty business practices or, you know, badly designed products. And, you know, part of their mission is they go out into the ocean now and they go find all of the old plastic that's floating around in the Atlantic Ocean. And they bring that back and they retool it and recycle it, and that's the bottles that they're using for their own soap products now. So it's just kind of a really good example that they're a company that they're much more than making soap. They're about kind of changing the world in their own way. And I just find that's something we can all kind of relate to on some level. You know, it's their own purpose, and they've really tapped into it.
Well, Dan, before we let you go, one final question for you. How do we connect with you online?
You know, you can check me out on Twitter if you want, Daniel P. Mack at Twitter, or MackElevationForum.com.
Cool stuff. Well, Dan, thanks for being with us. Looking forward to chatting with you when the next book comes out.
You got it, James. Have a great day, okay?
Have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you, sir.
Jiggy Jaguar Experience continues after a short break on the Jiggy Jaguar Radio Network. He's on a roll.
We are in a street fight.
And that's dangerous.
Wichita, Kansas, it's Jiggy Jag, and I'm telling you right now, 101 North Rock Island is going to be on fire. April 27th, we're going to be broadcasting the show live. We're bringing everybody. It's going to be Israel and the rest of the crew, along with the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience. We will be live as live can get at 101 North Rock Island, 2 to 4 Central, 3 to 5 Eastern, live on Radio Xenu and TalkRadioX.com. If you're a local artist and you want airplay or you want exposure, put your money where your mouth is and show up and see us at Rock Island in Wichita. For more information, give us an email, kjagradio@gmail.com. We'll see you April 27th at Rock Island Live. Lots of guests, lots of surprises. Brought to you by our friends at Mamarazzi Entertainment Magazine, Rock Island Live, KansasHipHop.com, KJagRadio.com, RadioXenu.com, and TalkRadioX.com. We'll see you at Rock Island Live April 27th for the big broadcast. Somebody told me one time it was California. Somebody told me one time it was New Mexico. You've heard us play unsigned artists every single weekend on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience on TalkRadioX.com and Radio Xenu and 50-plus stations across the U.S. and Canada. Now you can be our featured artist of the day. Send us an email, kjagradio@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/kjagradio, or find us online at kjagradio.com. You could be our next artist of the day. Submit your music, your bio, and your information today at kjagradio.com.
AMFM247.com, the best of talk and music 24/7. Pre-recorded talk shows, multiple hour show opportunities are available. Weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly spots are available. You can sell your commercials in your time block and keep 100% of the earnings. 2-month free trial available. March and April of 2014 will cost you absolutely nothing. After that, there's a monthly fee with no term contracts. Show packages start at $150 a month after your free 2-month period.
We can help you prep your talk show for iHeartRadio if you're not currently on it. We use our top-rated public relations firm to promote your program. We create you a landing page on the website for you to promote the program, current guests, and show news. We can submit your show to iHeartRadio and manage all the ins and outs for you. That's AMFM247.com. That's AMFM247.com.
The newest way to get heard, the newest way to get noticed in the Wichita and Central Kansas scene. It's KansasHipHop.com. You can sell your music in the store.
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Sell your music in the store on KansasHipHop.com.
Also, post your videos and have your audio heard by millions.
KansasHipHop.com.
Social promo as well using hashtags.
KansasHipHop.com.
Check out the KSHH Mobile Text Club. Stop sitting in front of the social media and hop on KansasHipHop.com.
Hey, shh. Listen. Do you hear that? It's your heart. Chances are you take that precious sound for granted. And if you're like a lot of Americans, 1/3 to be exact, you're not doing anything to prevent heart disease. So what if a cardiologist told you exactly how best to love your heart? Would you listen then? Go to clevelandclinic.org/loveyourheart and learn what really matters and what doesn't when it comes to that lovable heart of yours.
You're listening to the Jiggy Jaguar Experience with Jigman Floyd.
He's in and he's out. That's all I know. And then he's here, and then he's not here, and then it's like... Whatever, it is the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience, coast to coast and border to border, 16 minutes after the hour, and David Vidal and Kevin Sigg in the building, and they're moving furniture, and what's great about it is David just rolls in like he should be out like straight out of a Western. It's always fantastic when David makes an appearance, and so you did Pizzacco's a couple days ago.
I'm confused by the new array of mics. Is this the one that I use?
No, it's called. I decided. Well, okay, I gotta spend some of the
You
budget.
did. You sprung for the mic, and then you had a serious guest that you were interviewing. What's that about? Wow, you are upgrading.
We are
This
updated.
is amazing, man. And the waterfall's gone.
Waterfall got
What a
taken
difference
out
a couple
here.
of weeks makes.
What a difference a couple of weeks makes. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was not the president.
The author. I mean, he was like on point, and he was like,
yeah.
He didn't say anything bad about me. Which the last time I came in here, there was some guy like, David Vidal was like a bitch. It's like, whatever, dude.
Whatever, dude.
Why don't you bring it on down to the studio? I like this guy. Yeah. He's like, what's his book about? Let's plug his book some more.
Let's see. Dark Horse, How Challenger Companies Rise to Prominence.
Good. What is a challenger company?
I guess a challenger company is like somebody who rises to prominence.
Oh,
you have to read the book, I guess.
You haven't read the book, have you?
No, I haven't. No. Oh,
I'd like to read it.
If I read any of the books that were on this show or the Daily Show, I would never be able to do anything else but read books.
Yeah, I know. It's the reading. The Big Dog went up the hill.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why don't you just tell me what the book's about? So how have you been?
Well, hey, you know, I did and you're gonna love this as far as the whole radio world and all the craziness. I had a guest on, was it 2 weeks ago, and she'd emailed me. She was ready to go. She was, I thought she was gonna be like this guy. Right. Got her on the phone, and she's like, I did my little intro, did all the stuff. We started plugging her book, and I asked her what her book was about. She didn't really know what it was about, and then I said, how can we connect with you online? She didn't really know what that meant, and she was like, is this a real radio interview right now? And I said, yes, and she goes, Oh, I thought I was calling you to talk about the radio interview.
Oh, yeah.
So then we did another deal where I called her again off air and we talked. And then we tried to do another radio interview, and she wanted to keep talking about the radio interview. She wanted to know every single question that I was going to ask her.
Excuse me, Jig. I got a call coming in now.
Go! You do what you got to do.
Greg?
Do what
Yeah,
you gotta do.
I'm on the radio right now. Do you want to say something to the folks here in Hutchinson, Kansas,
That's right.
on the Jiggy Jaguar show?
That is fantastic. Now, Kevin, what are you doing over there with your...
Okay. I'll call you back. Is this a...
You're
All right, bye.
Magic base.
Your magic base.
It's not a base, it's a magic base.
Magic
You'll
base.
see.
Now, we finally, this afternoon, about, I'd say 30 minutes before we got on the air here today, I had my final of 9 previous pre-tape interviews with this woman. And I think she's ready to go, and I think we might have her on next week. Maybe. Cross your fingers.
I hope she does well. Is she going to call or come in live?
She's going to Skype.
Oh, she's going to Skype.
Yes.
That's so fancy.
That's so fancy.
Isn't it? I'm going to
All
Skype.
those video
That's
stuff
nice,
and all
though.
these
Yeah,
people.
well, maybe I'll be here.
I thought you traveled all over the world.
I
You're
do,
just
but
in
I'm
Kansas.
stuck in Hutch for apparently for.
Oh, don't get stuck in Hutch.
No, I know it happens. No, I'll be gone because I got to go to Louisiana for Mardi Gras. So I'll be down there for that.
Okay, well,
So it won't be too long. But I might be here next week.
I just don't
Unless
want you to turn
me,
into
Jake,
one of these. I just don't
want
want you to turn into one of these local performers that never goes anywhere because
No.
you had a career before you got
I
to
had
Hutch.
a career, and here you are. You're here every week. You're bullying us.
And then you got here to Hutch, and then it's like I see you play all over town, and I'm like, is David living here now?
He's so boring now.
No, he's so boring.
He used to
now.
be interesting.
He used to be. I just think that it's fantastic that every time you show up, you have the cigar box guitar, and now you've got.
I try to keep it
You've got
interesting.
this. What
Yeah.
this? What is this?
This is a resonator guitar.
A new model?
Wow.
Well, it's a fairly new guitar, but it's an old built on an old design. Before they invented the amplifier, the electric amplifier, they needed a way to make guitars louder, so they actually built in a resonator to amplify to throw the sound out, and that's what this is.
That's badass, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
How long have you had that?
Oh, I just got it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've had it like a couple of weeks or something. So I'm just breaking it in, really.
Just breaking it in.
Yeah.
Well, that is fantastic, man.
Thank
So you've got that. You've got your cigar box.
I do.
You got. I know you've got an actual traditional guitar. I've seen you play an actual traditional guitar before.
I do. Yeah.
You've got a
Guitar players like to collect guitars.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
Yeah. It happens. And then, now that my wife has kicked me out, I can collect guitars again. You know. So,
Oh my god.
because before it all went to like the gas bill and stuff, and now it's like and the kids need stuff and all that. It's like but once you get kicked out, it's like, wow, I can get a guitar. So that's
You get a guitar.
that's what I'm doing.
That's fantastic. Now, Kevin, do you have all your shenanigans set up? Or you?
I have tripping the magical base still.
Are you?
It's like a collector's item.
I'll tell you, it is like a collector's item. I'm just amazed.
What makes it magical, Kevin?
The way I play it.
Oh,
The way you play it.
there you go. So really,
It's different though.
What makes it magical? I know. I play it.
Yield.
oh yeah,
Great place to shop for instruments.
oh yeah.
It's kind of weird base.
Instruments and guns. That's where
Instruments and guns.
it's true.
It's translucent.
Wow.
It is.
Let's see
It is very
wow,
interesting.
Look at that.
Wow!
Woo!
Holy crap!
Cut way up, you way up.
You can see right through it. Holy!
You see it, the organs that you can't eat.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Esophagus right there. What is
Yeah.
that? What's the name on it?
Galveston.
A Galveston.
Wow.
Where's May? Galveston, Texas.
That is really cool.
I don't know.
They're not very many in May.
Got the whole thing going. By the way, if you want to watch us on Ustream, we're there at jiggyjaguar.net. We're also over on this thing called Spreecast. I don't know what it is, but somebody said you ought to get on Spreecast. So I'm like, okay, let's go. And then of course Radio Xenu. We're in the chat room, and in the chat room we have Android Bruce is in the chat room, which is nice. I don't know who he is.
Oh, this will be fun.
Hoax is in there, which means that
we'll do like an entire lap jam. We're working on some stuff here. Carry on.
You do what you need to do. I'll do the plugs. I'll do the plugs. You do your thing. JiggyJaguar.net. And of course, newsletter, social sites. You can donate to this program. You can Skype me, JIGGYJEGUAR. And the segment of this broadcast brought to you by our good friends at KansasHipHop.com. Check out KansasHipHop.com for store. You can get your music sold in there, social marketing via hashtags, all sorts of cool things at KansasHipHop.com. And they are getting ready to jam, I think. We're gonna do this while they get set up and get ready to jam, as they say. I don't know who's saying it. Don't know why they're saying it, but I hope they brought donuts or something. What is the line? I just screwed up my own line. We're gonna take a time out. When we come back, we will have more. So keep it locked, keep it loaded here to the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience.
Well, the jig, jig, jig. The jig is a jag. Oh, well, the jig, jig, jig. The jig is a jag. Oh, well, the jig, jig, jig. The jig is a jag. Jiggy, jig, 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 jiggy, jig, jiggy, 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 jag, jag, jiggy, jag, 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 jiggy, jiggy, jag, jag, jiggy, jag, 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 jiggy, jig, 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 jig.
They're back. The 50 Shades of Men invite you to get lucky at the Cotillion Saturday night, March 15th. There's nothing short about these lucky leprechauns. $15 advance tickets on sale now at the Cotillion box office or charge by phone at 316-722-4201. Buy 10 tickets in advance and get a free party pack, including a reserved table, plus a pre-show meet and greet. 18 and over only. Make sure you invite your friends so they don't miss out on this ultimate ladies' night out. 50 Shades of Men, March 15th at the Cotillion.
You've heard us play unsigned artists every single weekend on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience on TalkRadioX.com and Radio Xenu and 50-plus stations across the U.S. and Canada. Now you can be our featured artist of the day. Send us an email, kjagradio@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/kjagradio, or find us online at kjagradio.com. You could be our next artist of the day. Submit your music, your bio, and your information today at kjagradio.com.
We'll get back to the great food stamp debate that we were just listening to in the radio broadcast. But first, let me tell you about search engine optimization. It's performance-based. It is SEOgame.com. That's SEOgame.com. Go and see the difference. Check out SEO Game. They put in over 30 hours of work to start their keyword phrase optimization service without a setup fee. Similar to the way, a real estate agent goes to work for you to sell your house. And you only pay when satisfied with the results. Otherwise, you can opt out when the results come. Generally, in the first 30 days, you can begin working with them on a contractual basis with no contract. That is nice. 5-word plans. Think about this. 5 keyword plans begin at $200. 30 keyword plans begin at $500. If you want your business to grow, you need to check out SEO Game Performance Based SEO to work for you today. Go to the website SEOgame.com. Get performance-based search engine optimization and start building new business today with SEOgame.com. Go check out SEOgame.com, and remember, you heard about it here first, where we want every competitive edge for you and your small business. It's the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show. We're back after this.
www.theideamagazine.com. Check it out each and every day, 24/7. Listen to our family of radio stations over there, kjagradio.com, as well as Jiggy Jag 24/7. Video on demand, also audio on demand from the Idea Radio Show, the latest in the comedy zone. Check out hip-hop, R&B, got it all over there at theideamagazine.com. Check it out today at www.theideamagazine.com. Why be in the now when you can be in the know? April 27th, Wichita, Kansas. Get ready. The world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience is going to be broadcasting live as live can get at 101 North Rock Island in Wichita, Kansas. Get more information at jiggyjaguar.net. Also, kjagradio.com. We will be broadcasting live as live can get. Lots more details coming soon. A huge, huge live broadcast of the Jiggy Jaguar Experience 427 in Rock Island in Wichita.
I said, that's enough brothers. I'm going to start getting nervous.
Now back to the Jiggy Jaguar Experience starring comedian James Davis.
It is the world famous Jiggy Jaguar show, coast to coast and border to border. 2 to 4 Central, 3 to 5 Eastern, 12 to 2 Pacific, 24/7 at jiggyjaguar.net. I already anticipate we're going to be going into a little bit of overtime. And, it is Spreecast today. You might want to say hello to us on the Spreecast because I don't know what it is. It is, I don't know. We've got David Badal with us today, and also Kevin Sigg, and the prodigal son has returned, as you see on the old camera there.
I'm back, bitches.
Israel is back in the building. I'm not sure why he's back. I don't know if he's. I'm glad he's back.
I was down here and Israel wasn't. It was grim. There was like a wannabe Israel here, and I'm not mad about it. But
it's a lot of them.
It just wasn't the same, man.
Yeah, I'm back. I was doing the Lord's twerk.
All right.
Yeah. I want to make sure I'm doing God's twerk for all the good people of America.
Yes. Do that once a day, and you'll live a long and happy life.
And that's all I want. You know what I mean?
That's all I want.
I got a list that's on my bedroom wall, and I read it every morning when I wake up, and it's 10 people whose graves I want to piss on. So
Jesus.
That pretty much means I gotta outlive them to piss on their grave. So that's my motivation in life. Yeah.
Wow.
Some of them, I got 2 of them gone off my list.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, there's a couple people I'm looking at them like a vulture. I'm like, oh, ugh. Every time they cough, I'm like, oh, they're gonna kill over. This could be it.
This could be it.
I could take another one off of my knife.
Well, if you've just joined us, it's 32 minutes after the hour. We're going to be chatting, hopefully, here in a few moments with our Libertarian Party candidate. I don't know if they're actually going to call us on the old Skype-a-rooney. Oh, look at that. I think we have somebody on the old Skype-a-rooney.
This is going to be interesting.
I was warned by Nate from the Joykoffs to not call it the Skype-a-rooney. He told me, he says, don't call it the Skype-a-rooney.
What does Nate even know? They're not even the real Joykoffs. The Joykoffs are in Milwaukee. Everyone knows that.
Oh, my God. You are going to start a war. You are going to start all sorts of problems. We're trying to get our Skype guest here put up for our folks at Spreecast and also Ustream. Of course, Ustream is available. We have live video, live audio, everything else over there at jiggyjaguar.net. You can watch all our past videos, all sorts of things. Israel told us a couple weeks ago before he took off, he said, we need to get a brand new KJAG Radio website, so we did that. Right. We need to get a brand new jiggyjaguar.net website, so we did that. David told me we need to upgrade the microphone, so we did that. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a whole bunch of black dudes show up that are rappers, and we've got key number over on Skype, so it's fantastic. Now,
all the white girls in Hutch better watch out.
That's right.
Well, hey, I'm surprised when they pulled into the parking lot we didn't have them barnstorming the door like it's a freaking shoe sale.
Yeah. I don't sign autographs on the Sabbath.
Oh, okay.
It's not lawful.
I've never seen this many black people in Kansas before. I lived in L.A. and it's like it made me homesick for a minute. You know, I was like.
Well, let's do this. We've got our guest, key number, over on Skype, and he is a political guy who knows how to do Skype, so this is fantastic. It gives me hope for the political process, sir. Welcome to the program. How are you?
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here. Actually, I have to confess, my wife set all this up, so
so she gets the credit.
All the credit.
So she can be hired as your telecommunications advisor.
Well, she works for...
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Libertarian Party. I'm going to be broadcasting live from the Libertarian Convention in April.
And I'll be there too.
Actually, April 26th. And then, of course, the next day we're going to be broadcasting a circus from Rock Island Live. So it's going to be quite the fun couple days. Plus the same weekend we have Concerts for a Cause at Rock Island. So it is going to be a 3-day weekend of going to Wichita and saying hello. Now, Keem, tell us a little bit about your background and how it relates to the Libertarian Party. And we may end up, might have a few of the friends in studio here who might want to say hello to you and ask you some questions. So be prepared. But Keem, go ahead and give us an introduction on yourself.
Well, I guess I'm 55 years old. I was born in Kansas, but I spent most of my K through 12 years overseas. My dad worked for an oil company, and so we grew up in Nigeria and Angola, and then most of the time in Singapore, Southeast Asia. Get back to the United States and married my high school sweetheart. Actually, I met her. She's my first girlfriend, believe it or not. I've only had one girlfriend my whole life. And I met her in Singapore, and she lived in Minnesota.
I only had one last night.
Yeah. What's that?
I said I only had one girlfriend last night.
Oh, well, you know, you're right in the same club then.
We're definitely cut from the same cloth.
From Minnesota, and started a trash business, and we're in the trash business for 17 years, and involved in the trash business, we got involved in a First Amendment suit that ended up United States Supreme Court. We won. The issue before the court was whether independent contractors working for the government have First Amendment rights. You know, I mean, it should have been self-evident, but apparently we win 7-2. And then after that experience, we were still hauling trash for 2 more years, and I just couldn't get into it anymore. I loved hauling trash. I was the best trash man. I had my kids working for me and everything. But I convinced Mrs. Umber that, you know, we got to sell everything we own, and we own quite a bit of stuff, a car wash, a trash company, a restaurant, all this other stuff. And go back to college with my kid. Don't ever go to college with your kid. It's just,
it sounds like a reality show waiting to happen there. By the way,
there's lots of titties in college.
Don't do it.
We've got David Vidal in studio, who I believe is going to provide us some background music during this political segment. So don't mind the music. This is not the Oscars. This is not Bill O'Reilly. I'm not going to go, I don't know what it means to play us out. So we're not going to have any of that. But Israel, you got anything for our libertarian guy here? We'll start it with you, my friend.
In a two-party system, dominated system, how is the Libertarian Party going to do anything different to bring itself to the forefront?
Oh, thank you. That's a great question. As a matter of fact, I have that question down to, I attended the Republican convention down in Wichita 2 weekends ago.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
Republicans down there love me. The leadership, they shadowed me the whole time. But anyway, that question came up, you know, and it's an easy answer. You know, with the Democrats, you get Obamacare, the largest expansion of government. In Kansas, you know, the majority of the state is Republican, and the state legislature in 2012, and with the pushing of Governor Sam Brownback, passed the most unfair tax plan ever been conceived. If you own your own business or run your LLC, and there's 191,000 of these kind of people, you pay 0 income tax. However, if you are the 1,320,000
returns
W-2 wage earners, you pay all the income tax. And people in Kansas are just frothing at the mouth. Well, the two-party system got you this, these two extremes. The Libertarian Party is a center party. And, you know, in Kansas, we have some great stats here. If you go back the last 9 gubernatorial elections, 5 out of the last 9 elections, the median Republican voter put a Democrat in the governor's mansion. 5 out of the last 9. Right. John Carlin twice, Joan Finney once, and Kathleen Sebelius twice, to add insult to injury. But nevertheless, so, you know, it's a little over 50%, not quite 60, unless you go back the last 12 elections. And
Well,
I personally,
well, this is what I say, right, about the two-party system, right? And I want you to play devil's advocate, right?
certainly.
There's right and wrong, right? So one party's right and the other one's wrong, and everyone knows that, right? So why do we need a third party? Because there's like no right, wrong, and or. Like, you know, your mom always says to you, no buts, just it is, right? So why aren't these guys right? Now, I personally don't mind for rich people to get richer and take my money. I think it's a noble thing to do because we all know that it trickles down back to us. So it's kind of like evaporation, but just on poor people. You follow?
Right.
So what's wrong? What's wrong with the little discrimination, you know, based upon economics? It's good for you. You just got to find someone below you to discriminate it against. And I think that that's the problem. We just need to find more people to discriminate against, you know, so we can be better. It kind of off balances the discrimination that happens to you. What do you think about that?
Well, here, let me go back to right, wrong. You know, when you're standing in front of your mom, you know, there's right and there's wrong and there's no gray area. You know, in the politics, we're talking about interest. And, you know, interests aren't right or wrong. It's just they got the more money, they got the interest, they can get the legislation passed where they pay zero income tax. That's discriminatory. 191,000 people get to ride the bus for free. 1.3 million wage earners got to pay the full freight. That's not fair. And what it amounts to, and what is the problem is, to give the 1.3 million taxpayers a zero income tax status costs the state of Kansas $1.7 billion. And the legislature is never going to find it convenient to give up $1.7 billion of revenue. But wait a minute. Was there a time in Kansas in the not too distant future where we did have $1.7 billion in less revenue? Yes.
I think if we sold marijuana as a state, we could get $1.7 billion of revenue. I think so.
I'm sure of it, but I'm not. You know, the libertarian.
I'm sure.
40 years. We've gone through 21 election cycles. We have zero libertarians elected. I cannot risk putting. And there's an argument to be made for marijuana. Absolutely, no question.
If a libertarian is elected, could I liberally smoke reefer? Is that what you're telling me? Because that would get my vote theoretically. Not that my vote could be bought by pot, because it could. Well, it depends on how much pot you're talking about. Potentially. Now, I'm just saying that that's the way the world works. Now, I'm actually for, you know, I think that there should be a third party, you know what I mean? And I actually think that this is just my own personal opinion, and people, you know, harp on me all the time. I think that whoever's elected president should have to renounce their partyship until they're done being president. Our president should be independent of either party. That's how I feel about it. But I'm a forward-thinking person who uses their brain, and no one has to do that anymore because thanks to the government, they think for you. So, you know, that's why no one gets it. I'm behind. You know, I still use my brain.
You know, it's an interesting point you bring up, you know, about when a person becomes president. Same with governor. With governor, you're governor of all the people. And, you know, administration has to look like the people of Kansas. And you need Democrats and Republicans, and you need independents and stay-at-home moms and homeschool people. And
hot stay-at-home moms.
Hot stay-at-home moms.
Well, absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, Keem, we're on the subject of the marijuana and hot house moms, which I think both of those things go together. But recently today, I believe it was KansasExposed.org has a story about the worst senator in Kansas, and apparently. Let's see here. Across the nation, state legislatures, as we all know, have conducted debates on the prospects of legalizing or decriminalizing marijuana. But apparently, this senator, Mary Pilcher Cook, refuses to give any bills any consideration, and also blocked a bill pertaining to medical marijuana to be voted on by the Kansas Senate. How can we make any type of progress when we have people such as Pilcher Cook here just basically being like a 5-year-old and saying no all the time.
If she smoked pot, she would know.
Well, I tell you, Kansas is going to be one of the last states to do it, to legalize any form of marijuana. But right now, there's 125 House seats and 40 Senate seats the Libertarians could run for. And in April, in our April nominating session, we could nominate people to run for those positions. That's who changes the law, the legislature. The governor sits here. He can encourage policy and try to affect it that way. But until we get legislators in the Kansas legislature who are willing to promote, support, and force that out of committee and into an open vote in each of the houses, nothing's going to change. Now, what Kansas needs to do is have a referendum. Let's put this on the ballot. Let's get this question answered once and for all in Kansas, because being right next to Colorado, I'm a criminal defense lawyer, and ever since Colorado has legalized recreational use marijuana, it's coming across the border on I-70. They come into our county, and our caseload has gone just crazy.
Those guys are heaven sins, but sorry that they get prosecuted.
They're catching them so fast they write them a ticket and take the drugs and send them on their way. They can't process them fast enough, And, Eric Holder, our U.S. Attorney General, in October said the federal government's not going to prosecute marijuana cases anymore.
Thank Lord. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this Mary lady is not a politician. And
oh, wait a second. David Vidal, what is a politician? You're a.
I have no idea.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Definition on that one.
I'll just say, Keem, that I prayed to Jesus twice last night that marijuana gets legalized, because I think it's what he wants. And I don't think that the state of Kansas is in any predicament to go against Jesus. So, with that said...
Well, nothing more can be said after that.
I just want to do the Lord's will, and that's it. And,
in all seriousness, though, we got to get... The Libertarians got to get some power. We got to get power because we got to get at least 5%. But with this tax argument, I only need 350,000 votes. And where am I going to get 350,000 votes?
The African-American community.
You betcha. There and the unions. And the unions are loving this message, because if I can say, listen, your wage earners are being taxed when the 191,000 who own their own business are being taxed zero. And all we have to do is go back to a 2004 state budget when we had $1.7 billion less, and that wasn't too long ago. And we don't have draconian cuts. We have smaller government with smaller missions, with a smaller, footprint in our lives. That's what the Libertarians stand for.
Of reefer.
You betcha. The smaller government is, you got to quit feeding the pig money, and you will have smaller government. And what we're really looking for is a smaller imprint in our lives. We want more freedom and more liberty to live our lives as we want. And then we start getting Libertarians running for these 125 House seats. We can change legislation. And, the first step ought to be medical marijuana. My son's a doctor down in Wichita, runs Atlas MD, great clinic. And but the idea of it is, there's over 700 conditions for which medical marijuana would be very useful for. And, why stand in the way between that doctor and that patient? There's no, legitimate reason for the Kansas and the legislature to keep that prohibition going. So there is a good argument to be made for it. Now, I had my own client.
I think that Kansas should put the can in cannabis.
Put the can in cannabis.
That's just my personal thoughts.
By the way, we've got David Vidal and a few others in studio. Do any of you guys have any questions for our Libertarian, as far as Libertarian views or pot of any kind, whether that be medical or recreational? Has anybody got anything?
I think that it's, and I'm going to say this now, I'm going to be serious for like 2 minutes, that I'm going back to smoking reefer. But for this 2 minutes, I'm serious.
Okay.
All right, don't make me laugh, guys.
I'm ready.
All right, this is the truth of the matter. I think that the Libertarian Party is underestimating the impact that the African-American culture has on the United States as a whole.
Yep.
The Republican and Democratic Party only care about the vote when it benefits them. For black people, honestly, we need to either find a third party that's going to support our cause, or we need to find a party altogether that's going to be for the cause of the African American community.
Yep,
I think the Green Party, the Independent Party, the Libertarian Party are greatly misunderstanding the value that African Americans have to the culture and the influence that we have. And if they would actually try to work with the community, it would take no time at all for them to overcome either the other two parties, because the Democrats and Republicans at the end of the day are on the same end of the spectrum, but just at different points.
I couldn't agree with you
serious
more.
moment. But now,
A very serious moment. But I tell you, the Libertarian Party is a home for African Americans. When I was out at the convention 2 weeks ago, I stopped by the Republican Black Convention, and great people. They we have them, and they
you know what? If I would have went, I would have only wanted to do one thing, and I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I'd have flipped the bird at Herman Cain, and that would have been great. I'd have had a fabulous day after that, like with a bagel and orange juice. But that'd have made my life feel great.
Well, I tell you what, though, the Libertarian Party is a party of the center. And we own freedom, and we're convincing Republicans to come our way. We're convincing Democrats to come our way. The independents, the great unwashed independent, 47% of the nation identifies with the independent, and we can change Kansas, and it's highly likely we'll be the first state in the union to reach 5% for the Libertarian Party. It's also very likely that we can actually win this gubernatorial race with 350,000 votes. And because our message is just what everybody wants to hear. More freedom, less government, more liberty, individual responsibilities. We don't need government telling us what we need to do on every portion of our life. And if we can take, just like the abortion argument, don't get between me and my doctor, and it ought to be the same, at least starting with medical marijuana. But I'm not going to put it on my platform. I don't think, the history of Kansas, I think that is something that the Libertarian Party has been so closely associated with that people don't see the Libertarian Party as standing for any other serious things like school choice and government accountability and those things.
I think you brought up a good point about abortion, and I think that we need to look into like late term abortion, like maybe 30, 40 years, because I know some people who are pretty much assholes, excuse my language, and if you just called it a late-term abortion, it's not murder. And that's all I'm saying. I know that's not the libertarian stance.
Extremely late-term abortion.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like this, we needed time to think about this one, and we want to take him back. No, seriously, that was funny, but
I just love David Vidal is just sitting over there trying not to bust out laughing. He's just sitting there just.
You're right, but see,
observing. Keem is not able to keep it together on Skype. Everybody else in the room is just like, what?
Did he just say that? Yes. And you guys might not publicly agree, but in your head, you're like, you know what? This guy's kind of smart. Now
he's got a little bit of a point. David, do you have anything?
I do. I think that the perception that we have a two-party system needs to be changed. And
absolutely.
I think that the media continues to promote that perception so that people don't think that they have choice, and they do.
Yeah. And
like in the last election, I did not vote for a Democrat or a Republican, and the two candidates that I thought appealed to me were the Green Party candidate and the Libertarian candidate. Those are the real choices. And the more we change that perception that the public has, the more likely that people like this gentleman will get elected. And I think that would be a great thing, because we would be unleashed.
Well, it pissed me off because they wouldn't even let like the Libertarian president candidate. Who was the female that was a presidential candidate? Was that the Libertarian Party?
No, Jill Stein from the Green Party.
They wouldn't even let her debate. You know what I mean?
She was a great candidate.
Yeah, like because there again,
and so was Gary Johnson. They were both excellent candidates.
Well, the problem with those two is that they need to stop using their brain. I tried to explain that. They're thinkers, and no one likes thinkers. We just like people.
Seriously, I think the problem is the media just pigeonholes them as being outsiders. They don't include them, and so they never have a choice. If people heard the message, then they would respond to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. I think that it has to be non-traditional methods that these parties are using, that the Libertarian Green Party are using, not this, this, I don't even know how to put it, like this old way of thinking that has to change. And really, the Democrat and Republican Party, man, they're so out of touch with what people are actually going through, but people don't feel like they have a choice. You know what I mean?
And they don't, because they're one and the same now. I mean, you really can't distinguish the Republican and Democrat at the federal level from anything. They both are voting for increased budgets and increased size of government, and they don't seem to distinguish themselves at all. So the two-party system has evolved into one big mass of a party, and the libertarians are the ones that are carrying a message for freedom and liberty and smaller government, but with smaller budgets and smaller imprint in people's lives. And that resonates. We can sell that. People are buying it every day because they're seeing the two-party system doing nothing. Good.
Well, Keem, we have just about run out of time, my friend. I appreciate you making time for us today. This
Thanks
has
for
definitely
putting up with me.
Yeah, thanks for putting up with
Great.
this.
I look forward to seeing you at the convention.
Yes.
Hey, I look forward to it. We'll be down there on the 26th. You know, I'm getting out of law practice. I have 10 cases left. By the end of February, I'll be all done, and then we're going to campaign full time. And so we are really excited about I mean, you know, to save your life, you got to jump off the cliff, and so that's what we're doing. We're going to jump off the cliff.
You just got yourself a volunteer. You put up with my bullshit, so I'm coming down to volunteer and lend, you know, my expertise. I have about 4 trillion Facebook followers, but the servers are down, so they all can't get through. So they're going to be there, but it's a lot of them, and I'm going to devote my words to 4 trillion.
Well, Keem, I appreciate it, sir, and we'll see you at the convention.
All right. Hey, thank you very much, and thank you guys for being on.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Keem Umber with us today, coast to coast and border to border.
Yeah.
David, do you have a song for us as we get ready to go to the top of the hour?
I'll just make some noise.
Just make some noise.
That's usually what I do. Yeah, we going to break, bitches. But we got my man Howard in here today.
Oh, we gonna get to these
Young
guys.
C
I
and
definitely.
TP, and it's the ICT invasion, bitch.
So you want to go to the convention with me?
I'm going.
Oh my God!
I would not miss that.
This is gonna be.
I would not miss that for the world. I'm gonna ask them all the questions they never wanted to answer.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to chat with Ryan from the Cotillion, and I'm going to poke and prod him about Snoop Dogg. We've got more when we get back here on the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Show.
I know he was like, what the fuck?
April 27th, Wichita, Kansas. Get ready. The world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience is going to be broadcasting live as live can get at 101 North Rock Island in Wichita, Kansas. Get more information at jiggyjaguar.net. Also, kjagradio.com. We will be broadcasting live as live can get. Lots more details coming soon. A huge, huge live broadcast of the Jiggy Jaguar Experience 427 in Rock Island in Wichita.
Do you know a student athlete hoping to earn a scholarship? Peak Prospect is the only complete online collegiate recruiting system that helps you manage the entire recruiting process. Take control of the recruiting process now. Peak Prospect offers step-by-step guidance with direct access to over 28,000 NCAA and NAIA coaches for over 30 men's and women's sports. Connect directly today by signing up for your free 21-day trial at www.peakprospect.com.
You've heard us play unsigned artists every single weekend on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience on TalkRadioX.com and Radio Xenu and 50-plus stations across the U.S. and Canada. Now you can be our featured artist of the day. Send us an email, kjagradio@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/kjagradio or find us online at kjagradio.com. You could be our next artist of the day. Submit your music, your bio, and your information today at kjagradio.com.
The Pink Floyd Experience echoes one of rock music's greatest icons. A spectacular new light show. full quadraphonic sound. 6 brilliant musicians. One epic concert. Fans are saying the Pink Floyd experience is the closest thing they've seen to the real thing. Featuring Pink Floyd's greatest hits and rarities. A definite must-see for anyone who is a Floyd fan. You don't want to miss the Pink Floyd experience. Pink Floyd Experience, live at the Cotillion Ballroom, Wednesday, March 12th. Doors at 7, show at 8. Tickets on sale now. Live entertainment at the Cotillion Ballroom, Friday, March 7th. Here come the Turnpike Troubadours. Oklahoma's Turnpike Troubadours with Chris Knight.
And gin, and smoke, and light.
Voted Best Live Performance in Country Music in 2013 by SCM.com.
No, she's every girl I've ever known.
Friday, March 7th.
The whole damn town's in love.
Great music, great fun. The Turnpike Troubadours.
Anybody ever told you, you sure cried pretty.
Turnpike Troubadours.
And then we all get to heaven, for the devil knows we're dead.
Never miss a show. Visit our no-service fee box office. Buy online, thecotillion.com. Go to The Cotillion on Facebook or use the Cotillion iPhone app available on iTunes. 50-plus years of musical fun, the Cotillion Ballroom.
And gin, and smoke,
Friday, March 7th, Turnpike Troubadours.
The newest way to get heard, the newest way to get noticed in the Wichita and Central Kansas scene. It's KansasHipHop.com. You can sell your music in the store.
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Sell your music in the store on KansasHipHop.com.
Also, post your videos and have your audio heard by millions.
KansasHipHop.com.
Social promo as well using hashtags.
KansasHipHop.com.
Check out the KSHH Mobile Text Club. Stop sitting in front of the social media and hop on KansasHipHop.com.
Live entertainment with that West Coast flavor at the Cotillion Ballroom. The Real G. Entertainment icon, the D.O.G.
So much you thought I was a DJ.
Nobody rocks the house like Snoop Dogg.
D.O.G. So bring your friends, all of y'all come inside. We got a world premiere right here, now get lost.
See Snoop Dogg, hear the Lion reincarnated. Sunday, February 23rd at the Cotillion Ballroom.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Never miss a show. Visit our no-service fee box office. Buy online at thecotillion.com. Use our Facebook page. Charge by phone 316-722-4201. Get the Cotillion iPhone app on your iPhone. 50-plus years of iconic entertainment with the D.O.G. Snoop Dogg. Sunday, February 23rd. Doors open at 7. Show at 8.
What you are about to witness through the power of audio and video will change you forever.
The views or opinions expressed in this program are those of the guest callers and do not necessarily reflect those of the host, advertisers, and affiliate stations. Your discretion is advised.
Heard on 50-plus stations across the internet and on brick-and-mortar radio. Streamed to every continent on the planet. The last man standing out here in the new media universe. Many have tried to bring him down, and he is forever. Welcome to the Jiggy Jaguar Experience. Communicate with us online at JiggyJaguar@JiggyJaguar.com or dial us up at 1866-763-1242. Check in on Jigman Freud at www.JiggyJaguar.com. You've seen him on All Access Music Group. You've read about him in Talk Radio Wants You. He's been on the 6 o'clock news, and now he's in your face and in your ear. Broadcasting from coast to coast like butter and toast. It's the Jiggy Jaguar Radio Show.
Well, thank you, Brother Ken, and it is the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience from the Transmedia Worldwide Studios in the great Salt City of Hutchinson, Kansas. We are live as live can get, 2 to 4 Central, 3 to 5 Eastern, and 12 to 2 Pacific. And we're 24/7 at JiggyJaguar.net, on the TuneIn apps. Radio Loyalty, all at Shenanigans. Israel has officially made his way back into the building.
I am back.
He's brought some Wichita artists with us. Kevin
Howard
Sigg.
James.
Kevin Sigg is in the building somewhere. It looks like I don't know what he's doing over there, moving furniture or something. David Vidal is with us. He is
DV.
He is blown in from where? I don't know. Maybe, 2 blocks away? Something like that.
Good mile and a half away.
Then we have the long-awaited return here of my good, close, personal, longtime friend, Mr. Ryan from the Cotillion Ballroom. And
hello.
Ryan, you are fantastic because you have made every single rapper in Wichita get on their grind because I want to get on this Snoop Dogg show. Congratulations, my friend. You pulled them away from Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat long enough to send you electronic press kits. Thank you.
It's still all over social media, too. I got to tell that short.
I told him not to worry because I know the first rapper you thought about was Israel.
Oh, no, here we go.
That's what I said, Ryan. I said, do you know how far me and Ryan go back? We go back to the bathroom show I'm planning.
The bathroom show you're planning.
And you're not there
right
yet.
over it.
And you're not there yet. We go back to Wilson and Phillips. They don't know about Wilson and Phillips.
I was gonna say you can't have all of them. You got to pick and choose. You've been claiming Wilson Phillips for months now. You can't change it up now to Snoop.
You can't have Snoop now.
We'll talk about that, Ryan.
Now,
remember that whole food stamp deal we were doing? That's still on the table.
That's still on the table. That's still current.
Still on the table.
Now, Ryan, you got what the hell, Bobby? Hang on. What is going on here? It's like a bomb dropped. Ryan, let's get back to you, sir. You got Snoop Dogg coming up, and I love getting on the Facebook page for the Cotillion, which, by the way, if you haven't liked it, go do it. No matter what you do out there, no matter what you and Richard and the rest of the crew at the Cotillion do, you always have people who bitch. What is going on out there?
Haters are gonna hate, right?
Absolutely.
What happened was the day they announced Snoop Dogg was coming and they announced tickets were on sale, you need to get them, all this, and they're pumping it up. Some idiot, and I'm going to call her an idiot, gets on their Facebook page and goes, well, this sucks. You should have done it in trust. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah. Well, go to Intrust site, bitch. Or something like that.
I know Ryan and them, they have to be real, professional and everything when they get on there. But I love getting on there and just going after these people and saying, wait a second. You people bitch all the time about not having live entertainment, and now all of a sudden you're bitching because it's at the wrong venue. What?
It's part of the game, You win some, you lose some.
I guess. Well, you won on this one. You got Snoop Dogg coming in. You've got, what is this 12th Planet that's taking place on February 13th?
Yeah, this Thursday, it's the Smog City Tour, which is it's a record label, an EDM record label with 12th Planet. He's head honcho. Bring Hero Bust and Ain't I Serum, Prototype, biggest EDM show ever to hit Wichita. Really pumped for it. Everybody's talking about it.
We're ready. Got your glow sticks ready, Ryan?
You got your glow sticks.
Last half of the bus for us.
Do you have your glow sticks ready, sir?
We do have glow sticks. We sell glow sticks at the Cotillion, too.
And then you've got...
We're ready.
You're ready. You're ready, good to go. You got Buddy Guy and Johnny Lang coming in. Split Lip Rayfield.
Before Snoop.
Well, look, this
February
is...
22nd. That whole week's going to be busy. Thursday's JJ Gray and MoPro.
Thursday,
February
Friday,
20th.
Saturday.
February 21st, Split Lip. Yeah, February 22nd, Buddy Guy, Johnny Lang. And then rounding out the week, February 23rd, that Sunday is the Snoop Double G.
Good Lord. It's
a busy week, man. I'm telling you.
It's going to be a busy week. And then You've got Blue October coming in. You've also you rescheduled the Phil Vassar show because of the snow.
Yeah, he was in San Antonio the day before, so it would have been a pretty rough trip. And
yeah.
So we postponed it to warmer weather, May 1st.
I think that it was great of you, Ryan, to allow for Snoop to come in and open up for artists like myself. And
hey, he probably planned this whole tour around it. Hitting up.
His people called my people, and I told him, I was like, Snoop, look, I'm kind of busy because I'm doing the Jiggy Jaguar show. Can you do the 23rd? And he was like, yeah.
Can you fit us in, please?
I said, okay. He said, for shizzle. Yeah, So I said, okay, call Ryan. You make it happen. Ryan we got the food stamp thing going already, me and Ryan. My fee is covered. And I got my rider and all that ready, which is peanut butter, tuna, 2 porn magazines, half a bottle of aspirin, duct tape,
purple M&Ms,
1 nail. Don't ask what I'm doing with it, but that's what's on my rider.
In that order.
Yeah. No,
and I want them brought to me every 5 minutes.
You know what I mean? Email blast. So I'll be there on the 23rd, definitely signing autographs, and letting Snoop hang out with me. Hopefully I can, get his buzz up or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Everybody thinks just because they go platinum a few times that they're some legend or something. But it's tough,
all the success goes to their head. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, Snoop, you're so big-headed. I went double wood last year. You know how many albums I sold at the Come and Go in Wichita?
So
you can't even.
Come and Go. I'm an old white guy. Did he lose the lion thing?
No, he's still.
Yeah, are you still? Is he still doing Snoop
But we're still
Lion?
referring to him as dog.
He's like a dog lion breed.
It's both. He's doing like half reggae set and then half of his old stuff. So it's like that's the both worlds type of deal.
I'm a Snoop fan. I dig it. Of course, Israel's way better, but
Israel's way better than.
Thank you, but I try to not to be so big-headed.
Now, Ryan, one thing I do want to put out there to you, my friend, we've sort of made a little announcement here and there, but we're going to be doing a live broadcast from Rock Island in Wichita on the 27th of April. I'm hoping we can just have you come out and do your segment live, if that's possible.
I could do that, April 27th?
Yep.
Yeah, I could do that.
Because we're trying to get as many of our Wichita friends to come out for this thing. I hear all these artists say, I never get any shot on the radio. I never get any interviews. Nobody pays attention to me. Okay, we're not going to give you any excuse. Me and Israel have decided, no excuses, bitches.
Basically.
That was Israel's line, but...
Yeah. Now, I think it's funny, though, Ryan, is that just like we was alluding to, people always bitching and complaining about what artists do and don't come and this and that. Then, an artist of the caliber of Snoop comes in and people still want to bitch about the venue. But I say, unofficially, officially, fuck Interest Arena. And I don't mean that. I mean that in a nice way, And the reason,
hey, the cotillion doesn't owe the city of Wichita any money, so...
Well, that's part of it.
That's my thing.
Privately funded for 54 years now.
Right, and did you say hippie funded?
Hippie funded?
No, privately.
Oh, I was going to say, well, that's a new source of income.
It started back, the hippie era a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, nobody goes to Interest Arena unless, you want to see Taylor Swift for the 50th time. Like, you know what I mean? Now, I like to see...
All I got to say, anybody that ever complains about what to do, what to see, go support stuff. When they come to town, support bands, and if the bands do well, they're going to come back.
Yeah, I mean,
plain and simple.
Definitely. I mean, if Snoop ever hopes to get to my level, he better support somebody.
Stepping stones.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of hard work to have 1,200 Facebook followers. Took me 5 years to do that. I don't know if he's going to be able to break that, but I'd sure like him to.
I think he's at like 40 million, actually.
Though he paid for those. Those are paid.
Those Facebook like mills over in India.
Yeah. Yeah.
All about that.
That's right. Well, Ryan, I appreciate you hanging out with us. Thanks for thanks for confirming you're going to be at that April show. So we have our first confirmed guest.
2, I'll be there.
Oh yeah, you'll be there.
In
But
all
you're-
my
you're-
realness.
You're the co-host, so you.
I'm bringing doves that day, and I'm gonna wear all white, and I'm gonna let them go with smoke when I walk across the stage.
Oh Jesus!
That's an entrance. Is that the entrance or the exit?
Entrance. The exit is gonna be
Entrance,
like
all right.
halftime at the Super Bowl show, minus Bruno Mars.
So Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I'll have
will be
a
there,
Mars
too.
bar, but no Bruno.
Okay. Well, Ryan, thank you, sir. We'll talk to you next week. Good luck with the big EDM show this week. I hope everybody comes out. And
Hey, I got glow
supports
sticks
this
if you
thing.
need them.
All right.
Talk to you soon, sir. Thanks, man.
All right, take it easy.
Ryan from the Cotillion with us today, coast to coast and border to border, and we are going to let Kevin do his thing. We heard from David earlier. We'll let Kevin do his thing. At some point, I'm going to let them do their deal together, and we might have some rappers freestyle over it. I don't know.
Yeah, but it won't
Who
be
knows?
for free. It's going to cost you this time, Jiggy.
Ah. Well, he's seen the new mic, so he's like, he's got money.
It's gonna cost you 12 virgins.
He's seen the mic, so obviously he knows that we
Midget
got some
virgins
cash.
from Venezuela.
But Kevin, if you want to take it away after you basically dropped what looked like dropped a bomb or something earlier.
Go to Jupiter, Pluto, or Uranus. I bet it might be that thing, but just a little bit because it's got a contact area. It moves, we get it fixed, it touches. I'm trying to be real gentle with it, so I won't do that. But I'll go ahead now. Yeah,
Go ahead, brother. It's your world. We just live in it.
Some days.
Some days.
This is the music I play before I have sex with MILFs.
That's embarrassing spot.
Well, no one can see but us, and we're laughing on the inside.
still this amp.
It's mainly Dave, because he can
Yeah.
play the guitar too.
I
Where's the
texted
cigar
there,
box
Dave.
guitar?
Right here today.
Oh.
Had to fix it.
Do you name your guitars?
Look right here.
Do you name your guitars?
Everybody knows about Lucille, right?
Lucille.
BB King's guitar, Lucille.
Oh.
Here, we'll do it this way. We'll set one here.
Okay.
Apologize.
No, don't worry about it.
I do apologize. Apologize. Okay. Apologize. Okay. One more time. This song is called "We the People, for the People, by the People /
Your
put
mom.
the Constitution back in effect."
It's a hell of a track listing.
guitar today. I'll tear it up too. I was gonna tear it up like the professor on Trinity Fontaines.
He's still pissed off. You kept interrupting the interview.
I'm sure he is.
Did you tell them about?
No.
We might have to. He called out the Shamrock Boys again.
Who did?
Last time that Nate was down here, Steve called out the Shamrock Boys again. Mr. Mike Kid Shamrock.
Why does he want to get mangled?
Oh, speaking of somebody getting mangled, I didn't tell you about Mike Game and Lance getting into it at Pat Tony's. Oh, that's the greatest story.
Yo, that was nice. That was nice, kid.
A lot of people slash. Put it back in the back. Put it back in the back. Put it back in the back.
Yo,
The longest track listing in the history of music.
That was track one.
I love it.
Exclamation mark, us people.
It's the longest track listing ever, kids.
hey, no, you people's Black History Month. You watch that. Speaking of Black History Month, I just want to say that it's pretty much the shortest month ever, and it's only really a full month every 4 years. So I feel kind of cheated. So what I did to feel better is
You're cheated by Black History
yeah.
Month.
So to make my inner blackness feel better, I looked at white titties on the internet for like an hour. Made me feel better about race relations.
Okay, well that's always good.
You don't know how good white titties are for the soul. Black titties are good too, but just not during Black History Month because they only show the indigenous ones, and no one wants third world girls going wild.
Well, Israel, let's do this. We've got we've got some guests besides David and Kevin.
Absolutely, we're gonna
Let's start over here with my man sitting over here at the recliner.
That's my boy Howard James. You know what I'm saying? The Midnight Meat Train, which I shouldn't be saying because I'm a man.
Midnight Meat Train.
What up, everybody?
AKA guard your bitch. AKA don't work third shift. AKA your girl looking at me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and it's besides just being a great musician, man, he's a good friend of mine, and he's a real solid dude. You know what I mean? Some of the artists in Wichita wear panties, and I'm just gonna say it.
Amen.
When they on stage rapping and their shirt come up, they thong show, and it shows and they post. Now this is gonna piss a lot of people off.
Hey, but it's the truth. It'd be different if he was lying, but it's the truth, man.
Yeah. And it showed like, you know, and I'm kind and you know, I'll help any artist in whatever capacity I can because it's not my goal as a radio personality. It's not my goal or as an artist to determine who's dope and who's not. That's for the general public to decide. But there are certain artists and musicians that get my seal of approval, the official Israel stamp of approval, and
the official Israel stamp of approval.
My man Howard James,
This is the man.
Yeah, he's definitely that guy, and
thank
you know, he gets it.
Greatly appreciate it, bro.
Man, no doubt. And then also, you know, one of the other artists that gets my stamp of approval, everybody knows this, is my main man, Big Joe Matthews. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My man Joe Matthews. You know,
actually, there might be a possibility, and I hate to do this on the air, but I do this on the air constantly. There might be a possibility we might be seeing Big Joe Matthews play Memorial Hall very soon with someone here locally. And
I hope so. I hope so, man. Big Joe, Or murder your mother.
Turn me on.
That might be something.
I don't know about Joe Matthews.
Something in the fall.
Joe Matthews
man.
is that dude. Hey, we did a show together in Oklahoma City. Man, that man's creases was so sharp he could have sawed wood. I was jealous. I was like, you know what I'm saying, with the cowboy boots, real player though. I was like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Now, although I said that, his wife Alicia usually beats him up before and after shows. And Big Joe Matthews is pretty big. And I see
make sure don't none of the groupies come on.
Yeah, oh man, I seen her stare a groupie into crying. She just looked at the groupie and the groupie started crying. and then she cornered Joe and she grabbed him by his shirt. She says, "You think because you're a country star, Joe, I won't beat your ass? Now you get on that stage and make my money now." And he said, yes, honey. Yes, honey.
We're gonna play a little Big Joe Matthews here just so it's called Welcome to the Oil Patch.
Joke is my stamp of approval, but when we come back, we're gonna first hope you don't cuss me out during text message. It is second to the 5 a.m. And my
just
man
like
Corey
we
from
always do.
Wichita, Kansas, bitches.
Filling up that 4-door, picking up the crew. All these years of experience, there's one thing that you'll learn. You're only as good as your dumbest worm. Rock and roll Charlie's on the handle, the pops up in the stands. Let's keep those blocks a moving, boys. Come on, let's make a hand. The boss man's on location, sure wants to get her done. Welcome to the oil patch, boys, ain't this fun? This life has a roughneck, you miss a lot along the way. Birthdays and anniversaries are some things we can make. And school is somewhere I probably should have stayed. But 80-hour week when it's moving out here, you damn sure get paid. Rock and roll Charlie's on the handle, the pops up in the stands. Let's keep those blocks a moving, boys. Come on, let's make a hand. The boss man's on location, sure wants to get her done. Welcome to the oil patch, boys, ain't this fun?
Let the guitar smoke.
Well, that sun is a-falling. Let's start making plans and pray like hell that pusher don't show up with his light plans. Rock and roll Charlie's on the handle, the pops up in the stands. Let's keep those blocks a moving, boys. Come on, let's make a hand. The boss man's on location, sure wants to get her done. And I said, welcome to the oil patch, boys, ain't this fun? And I say, welcome to the oil patch, boys. We sure are having a hell of a lot of fun.
April 27th, Wichita, Kansas. Get ready. The world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience is going to be broadcasting live as live can get at 101 North Rock Island in Wichita, Kansas. Get more information at jiggyjaguar.net. Also, kjagradio.com. We will be broadcasting live as live can get. Lots more details coming soon. A huge live broadcast of the Jiggy Jaguar Experience 427 in Rock Island in Wichita.
Now back to the Jiggy Jaguar Experience starring comedian James Davis.
Oh, it is the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience, coast to coast.
Shout out to Big Joe. That's my guy. And like I told him that Tina's hot.
Tina's hot. Well, she is actually.
Is that his wife?
No.
I was wondering who Tina is, boy.
Hey, Tina's hot, and she's a drum player. Like,
okay.
And Corey, you're a drum player too, but you're not hot, so you don't count. But whatever. Hi, Tina. How you doing today, baby?
They don't actually call them drum players. You know,
Drummers?
Drummers are known as people who hang out with musicians. You know?
So what? Well, thanks for schooling me.
Dave.
So what do you call?
We can always count on David Vidal to educate people.
Yeah, but I'm high, so I
That's
don't
what
care.
he's here for.
Yeah, shout out to Joe Matthews, Tina, and all those guys, man. John, man, they're great. But this is what I want to talk about. I'm gonna have my weekly rant, and then we're going from the weekly rant into talking to Howard James, and he checked me about that. I just want y'all to know it's Howard James. You know what I'm saying? HJB. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. My weekly rant is about local artists.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
Now, I'm going to piss a lot of people off, but I don't really give a shit. If the shoe fits, stick it up your ass. No, if the shoe fits, wear it.
Jesus.
Now, thanks to Jiggy and, you know, some other people, I've met several artists, you know, that done significant things in the music industry. I won't say any names because I don't want to seem like I'm dick riding, because I'm not, because that's not the point. The point is, all of the people that I've met that's had actual success and actually have a career are the most humblest people you ever meet. They're the nicest people. They're so down to earth.
Yep.
And then you got these assholes around our city that want to act like they sold 1 million records, and you ain't even put out one record at all. And then you want to talk about everything that everybody else does, and at the end, you know, our community ends up being just one big, I'm going to go Caucasian. From my Caucasian friends, I learned this clusterfuck. I learned that from them. So,
clusterfuck is a great word.
Thank you. and it devalues our whole brand as a city. You know, if we don't support each other, no one else is going to support us. You know what I mean? No one else. It's like no one wants the girl that no one wants. You know what I mean? It's kind of that type of situation.
Yeah.
And the saddest thing is that we have a lot of talent. There's a lot of talented artists. There's a lot of talented producers. There's a lot of talented singers, engineers, et cetera, but everybody feels like someone else's success is their loss, and that's not it at all. What's meant for you is what's meant for you. Your success is your success, and no one can take that away from you. There's money there to be gotten. There's, you know, a fame or whatever the hell you want to call it to be gotten, you know, for everybody. There's enough for everybody to go around. If you think about a fan, a listener, right? He doesn't just have one rapper that he listens to. He listens to multiple artists, right? So why can't he be a fan of Howard James, and Israel? You know what I mean? There is a place. I mean, people might say, well, is your favorite rock band is the Red Hot Chili Peppers, right? But your favorite rap artist is Nas. How do those two things go together?
I thought it was Mike Gain. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's only on Tuesdays and Thursdays of leap year. So I say this to say, look, cut all the bullshit out. You know, who cares? Who cares if you're the hottest rapper in Wichita? And I'm a rapper from Wichita. You might as well say I'm the hottest rapper in Derby. You know, or the hottest rapper in Newton. Like, you know, I hear these guys, I'm the biggest artist in Kansas. No, you're not. Tech Nine's the biggest artist in Kansas. Let's just be for real about this shit. You know what I mean? So quit hating each other. Help each other. How I publicly feel about somebody is going to be different than how I privately feel about them. But publicly, I'm not going to lie, but I'm not going to put this person down. I might not like your lyrics, but I might like your beat. I might like your, you know, the way you flow on it. So you never get anywhere by hating, and you never know who's going to be that artist that's going to come back and help you. You never know who's going to be that next artist who will be big. You know what I mean? So you hating on this guy now, but I bet you if this person blows up, then all of a sudden you'll be on his dick. One thing that me and Jiggy talked about with Mamarati, Tijuana, shout out Tijuana, that we talked about earlier this week on the station here, is how you had so many people who was hating on XV. Then they heard he got signed, and then all of a sudden they jumped on his dick. Then, oh, he's not doing nothing no more, so now they back off his dick. That's real gay of y'all. You know, excuse my language. I'm sorry if I'm not.
Well, I think the whole phrase being on his dick is gay. So, but
well, yeah, there you go. But you know, that's my point. It's like you know, it's like first they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. So do what you do. You know what I mean? The reason why I fool with Howard is because Howard James, I apologize. The reason why I fool with Howard James is because anytime I hear a Howard James track, HJB track, man, it's true to who he is. It's who I know him to be. I don't hear him get on the track and try to be Young Jeezy. You know, if I wanted to hear, you know, why would I listen to a Young Jeezy imitation when I could just go listen to Jeezy? Now, that's my rant for the week. Basically, focus on your artistry. Stop being bitches. Now, what I want to talk about is this new album that Howard James, HJB, has. It's really a quality project. It was a mix and master recorded with my man Young C right here, who refuses to get on the microphone. And hey, welcome Corey. Hey brother, how you doing? I didn't know you was there.
See, he's showing up.
No, not yet.
Showed up.
Not
Showed
yet.
up.
Just standing there. I'm just doing everything.
Not yet.
You know?
Man, I had a you know, since I'm pretty much rap royalty in Wichita, HJB hit me up, man. And he played the new album for me exclusively, which didn't happen for you because you're not me. But you have me to tell you why you need to go buy it. If you don't buy it, I'll punch your mom during communion while she's praying.
One question.
Couldn't wait till the benediction.
I know David Vidal was holding up something to. What were you looking through the telescope there? What were you doing?
He's trying to see a new perspective.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, real shit. Man, I listened to the album, and not just locally, but in music in general, a lot of artists put out albums, and they not really thorough through and through. They're not albums that you could just play all the way through. As we sat there, I wanted to skip back to hear a song again, and to me, that's always a sign of a good album. When you like, okay, this song is going, and it's going to the next one. You like, nah, let's go back. Let me hear this one again. Man, it's a great project. I think it's one of the best projects sonically, artistically that the city has seen, and we privileged to have him in here. And,
we appreciate that, man. Really,
most slept on producers. You know, my good friend. He tried to make me his little homie, Young C. You know what I mean?
Young C.
Yeah, man.
Little homie.
Yeah, man.
Little homie.
He tried to make me. He tried to make me be his little homie. Like I went to the studio because that's where I recorded my new album, "Who's Afraid of the Dark," which is out now for free on iz316.com. Yeah. That was recorded at Young C Studio, mixed and mastered. You know, great project. Go get that, or I'll Chinese kick your grandma during water aerobics.
Has it, David Vidal, has that ever happened to you?
No, but why are you giving it away? That's what I
want to know. You know what? I've had a lot of people support me, and I've been blessed, you know, to have people buy former albums and come out to shows and buy T-shirts and support what I do. And I believe in giving back. You know what I mean? Not always take every time somebody comes and they're involved in whatever Israel got. It's like, oh, give me money. You know what I mean? Now here's a project, and you know, just from the spot where our city is, as far as R&B and hip hop, for myself as an artist, I wanted to raise the standard and make everybody else raise their standard by like, look, here's this quality, professional, classic album that's for free. You selling bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like my free album is better than the bullshit you selling.
So I don't get how that raises the standard. What seems to me is it drops the market.
Now, hip hop is kind of different from other, you know what I mean, from other musical forms. Like over the last 5 years, some of your biggest artists came up with mixtapes or, you know, free albums. That's kind of how we get promotion and do different things, and that's just what it was. You know, partly, like I said, to give back, and the other part was to give everybody a reason to engage with me. You know what I mean? Like, okay, if money's the issue, fine. And then just on a deeper level, the social commentary that I put in on the album, I think that people need to hear it, and I didn't want to charge you for it. I want you to hear what I'm saying to you, because I think that as black males, the album will appeal to it because it's from our point of view. But to the white community, I think that they should listen so that they can understand what it is that we go through, because it's our words. You know, it's from a person who's been through this, but I'm educated enough to explain things to people in a manner that's not, hopefully not too abrasive.
So if you give your product away, and I don't mean to beep in your mouth, but it's an honest question.
No.
If you're giving your product away, where do you make your money?
Well, can I say something?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh, what he really trying to say, man, is the difference between rap music or hip hop or whatever you want to call it, compared to other genres, is a lot of competition, but at the same time, it's looked at more so as a platform to get points across, more so compared to other genres. A lot of other genres, they may try to get a point across, but it's more so to enjoy that style of music.
Yeah.
You know, but with rapping, it's more so, hey man, this is the stance that I'm taking. And so at times when like a politician, you know, when you go to a politician's rally, like the libertarian dude or whatever, you know, he's not going to charge you to come to the park and listen to him.
Yeah.
You know, now if he has to spend a certain amount of money to do this, you know, then he might. But if he has a real strong point to prove, and to make sure that the people hear what he's saying, he's not going to charge you.
Right. And that's my stance on it.
Yeah. Also, you also got to remember that rap, hip hop, everybody's doing that. You know, it's not just. Yep. It's to the point now. It's not just us. It's everybody.
Yeah,
Asians,
the game is so watered down now.
Every culture is becoming into that rap hip hop field. So everybody is doing it. So with that, you got more people that's doing it. You know, and let's be honest with you. In rap music, we don't support like somebody would do country.
Yeah, Big Joe Matthews.
Because of course, we all know when Garth came to the, well, not the Cotillion, but when he sold out the first night, he stayed that whole week because that's how much support they had for that genre of music. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's not doing country music. But they support, the following of that supports it. They don't mind going to pay $50, $60, $70 for a ticket. And you got people coming from Texas up to Kansas to see Gar. You know, that's just something that they do.
And see, going off of what Israel has said earlier, you know, like, the rap game is kind of like this, man. If you got a rock group, it don't matter when you come out. You could be 800 years old and come out with an album, and everybody in the rock industry is going to support you.
Just broke up after like 30 years just last week.
What's Mick Jagger, the Rolling Stones?
Oh man, bro, I've never seen nothing like that. When
he's got to be like 97, 96 years old, man,
and a half.
And hey,
but you know how much airplay they get.
But this is what I'm saying.
But watch what we telling you though. Okay, everybody in there supports them. Everybody in their genre listens to them.
They shut down 21st Street in Wichita for that concert.
Now the rap game is like this. Okay, top dog, whoever the top dog is, he eats, and the other guys start shooting at him, trying to take his spot. You see what I'm saying? Maybe. And in our town, there's too many guys wanting to be, not even in our town, in our state. Yeah. There's too many guys that's wanting to be this top guy, and none of them are willing to come together. When we all went to the DJ Fahrenheit thing.
Yeah.
The most impressive thing that they told me was you need to network amongst other people in your city, in your state, you know? But everybody wants to click up. You know, like, you might be the most popular guy, but you might not. But you might not be the best guy. Just for example, you know. But you might be the most popular guy, but not the best guy.
Oh yeah, we might have to have David tell that.
So they all kind of click up.
Yeah.
They all kind of click up.
But it's an honest question because when you because I see it in other genres too.
Yeah. Well,
there's even a guy who came in Hutch and he had a truck and everything. And he was like, and he's giving his music away, and it seems to be, and maybe it's more generational.
Exposure's worth more than money, though.
Yeah, but people can die of exposure, man.
Well, see, my thing about it is that I feel like that I'm a quality artist, so for me to give those songs away is nothing. You know what I mean? It'll benefit me more in the long run because then I created even more fans than I would have had for my next release. So, you know, and it's about giving back. You know what I mean? And you don't get anywhere. Jiggy was talking shit to me earlier, talking about I've become too big of a star to do the show. But I'm a victim of my own success right now. But that's partly due to him. You know what I mean? He's helped me elevate my game and be able to give exposure to other artists. You know what I mean? Like Howard James.
That's a beautiful thing. You know, and that's greatly appreciated. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, coming from me and my man C, because you know, man, we can't even get that type. We can't even get that type of.
Like nobody.
We struggle to get that type of love, you know, in our own city sometimes. You know.
That's all right.
But I mean, we put together a solid project. I mean, I'm proud of it. I mean, when my daughter doesn't want to take it out the CD player, you know what I'm saying, or my wife doesn't want to take it out the CD player, hey man, it's a beautiful thing, man. You know, I mean, and I know I'm a hard critic on myself, and then not only that, but if C tell me it ain't right, it ain't leaving the studio. You know what I'm saying? You'll never hear it.
Yeah, if it ain't classic, trash it. And that's what I like about you guys, the work ethic. You know what I mean? Like, whenever I work with Corey, when I can get in touch with him, you know, when I can actually get in touch with him, and he has Israel rules posted up in the studio, and I gotta abide by all of them at all times. You know what I mean?
Don't let him fool you.
Man, Corey's super professional. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna give you what you want. You know what I mean? He's gonna make sure that you're happy with the project, and he won't say this, but I'm gonna say it. I've seen him sit there during sessions with artists whose music is garbage, but you never know by the look on his face. That got to be the hardest. That got to be the hardest thing to do to sit through like a 2-hour session.
Today,
I mean, this is just normal to me.
But hey, man, but I'm like,
I know you didn't, but it's still the reality of it.
Because you know, if somebody hears this, they're gonna ask us.
Yeah, it's the reality
so
of it.
Garbage.
Well, and then you know what? That's where. But then that's where you know, like picking up what everybody was saying. Well, that's where somebody got to do it. You know, somebody got to tell people, you know, if it's not as well, you know, because it also looks at us as if, you know, we're coming from the same.
Over. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we're coming from the same environment, same town where we at, you know, and you know, it's so much competition, man. And I don't think, and that's probably what you was asking, but I don't know if there probably is not there's a good answer, but there's not, and half of that is competition, man. We haven't learned to work together. We haven't learned to.
It's the culture. It's the culture of hip hop.
And helping each other out doesn't mean I'm co-signing for your album. Your album is the hardest, or telling somebody that. It just means, you know, even though I don't like it, man, I see the effort. I see everything that's going on here. I may not understand it, but you know, usually albums. I listen to an album, man. Even major albums like Drake had his last album, man. I didn't listen. Everybody like, man, it's hard. My little brother like, bro, you need to go back and listen to that. And it took me driving to Kansas City, put him in the deck, and I'm like, man, dude is foolish with it. This was 3 months after he dropped it.
Yeah.
And from there, it grew on me.
Right.
You know, went to a point where, you know, I knew which ones I didn't really want to hear, but even the ones I didn't want to hear, I had to kind of get somewhere, and listen, like, let me really listen.
But like the song, you know? We should play it. The song that Howard James did with Capella, like, man, it's one of those songs that catches you off tops. The song on your album, David, number 3, I believe it is.
I'm gonna tell you like
What's
this.
the name of the song, number 3, Dave?
My world was broken down, nigga.
Yeah, I like the whole album though. You know what I mean? Because I like the feel of it, and it blows people's mind because here I am, this hip hop artist, but I loved your album. I still got it in my disc player right now.
Oh, I gotta get you a new copy because the one I got you had some static on it.
I didn't hear that.
Well, that's what's so.
What's the Capella?
Shout out to Capella and his manager.
What's up, Capella? I mean, that's the whole thing about the thing, man. At the time when we did it, he he didn't really understand it. I'm gonna say it, he didn't really understand it, but that's how powerful.
After I heard it, I hit him up.
That's how powerful music is.
Yeah.
You never know what you know. Your song may be, man. I got all these lineups of heat. You know, just lined up in the row.
Yeah.
It ain't no fresher, but you know that number 3 may just go. Like that may, you know, we as artists, we can't think for how people are gonna accept our music.
Exactly.
And that's where we go wrong, trying to be so critical. Like, man, I don't know if somebody gonna like this. I don't know, is this tighter than his or this tighter than somebody else? Really,
instead of just doing it,
right?
People gonna love it. They either gonna like it or they not.
Right now, we got a song off the album called "Hustle Hard" that's getting rotation over in Nigeria. Shout out to my man Fadu.
Yeah.
We're getting rotation in Nigeria every day, but yet it's struggling to take off here.
But and see, that's the difference in culture of hip hop versus other music. Like, you never heard Van Halen be like MCA Records, bitch. You know what I mean? Or
and you know that's the truth.
It's not that different though, really. I mean, because there's a lot of competition in all genres.
Yeah. You know, but you know, you got
it's still the music business, and there's a lot more ability for people to put out recordings now than there is.
Well, see, I think that's part of the problem because, like, it's part of the gift and the curse is any kid could go get on the internet now and download a free program, and without any formal musical training, you can still make some pretty good music. Now, you as an example, as a blues artist, you have to actually be able to play the guitar. You know what I mean? That takes a certain level of skill that's not necessarily needed in hip hop, which makes it different. You know what I mean? And that's the gift and the curse. You know what I mean? It's a gift because now you don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars just to put out an album. But
do you have the music over there?
I've got Capella's Reverb Nation page up here. Does he have?
It won't be on there.
Won't be on there.
I brought a flash drive just so you.
Well, hey, let's do this. Let's take a break.
I'm trying to get Dave around.
And we'll get, let's do this. Let's take a quick time out while we get the music loaded up, and we will get it on when we get back here on the world famous.
And we going into overtime.
Oh, damn right we are.
If you have any complaints about me, this show, or anyone else on it, you could kiss my ass.
Hating me so much, you're still hanging on, though. I think I'm gonna win you over with my charm. You! I'm gonna win you over with my charm. We're gonna bake Christmas cookies together this next year. I'll come down there to Canton. We'll hang out, dog.
Love us, hate us, but you can't live without us at JiggyJaguar.com.
The newest way to get heard, the newest way to get noticed in the Wichita and Central Kansas scene. It's KansasHipHop.com. You can sell your music in the store.
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Sell your music in the store on KansasHipHop.com.
Also, post your videos and have your audio heard by millions.
KansasHipHop.com.
Social promo as well using hashtags.
KansasHipHop.com.
Check out the KSHH Mobile Text Club. Stop sitting in front of the social media and hop on KansasHipHop.com.
I will. Older cats that I done paid away. You know, I made a statement and said
Live entertainment at the Cotillion Ballroom. We're turning the clock back for an 80s rock night Saturday, February 8th with Paramount, featuring the music of Journey, Pat Benatar, Van Halen, Joan Jett, and more. The big 80s with Paramount. Guns N' Roses, Poison.
AMFM247.com. The best of talk and music 24/7. Pre-recorded talk shows, multiple hour show opportunities are available. Weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly spots are available. You can sell your commercials in your time block and keep 100% of the earnings. 2-month free trial available. March and April of 2014 will cost you absolutely nothing. After that, there's a monthly fee with no term contracts. Show packages start at $150 a month after your free 2-month period. We can help you prep your talk show for iHeartRadio if you're not currently on it. We use our top-rated public relations firm to promote your program. We create you a landing page on the website for you to promote the program, current guests, and show news. We can submit your show to iHeartRadio and manage all the ins and outs for you. That's AMFM247.com. That's AMFM247.com.
He's on a roll.
We are in a street fight.
And that's dangerous.
Wichita, Kansas, it's Jiggy Jag, and I'm telling you right now, 101 North Rock Island is going to be on fire. April 27th, we're going to be broadcasting the show live. We're bringing everybody. It's going to be Israel and the rest of the crew, along with the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience. We will be live as live can get at 101 North Rock Island, 2 to 4 Central, 3 to 5 Eastern, live on Radio Xenu and TalkRadioX.com. If you're a local artist and you want airplay or you want exposure, put your money where your mouth is and show up and see us at Rock Island in Wichita. For more information, give us an email, kjagradio@gmail.com. We'll see you April 27th at Rock Island Live. Lots of guests, lots of surprises. Brought to you by our friends at Mamarazzi Entertainment Magazine, Rock Island Live, KansasHipHop.com, kjagradio.com, RadioXenu.com, and TalkRadioX.com. We'll see you at Rock Island Live April 27th for the big broadcast.
Yeah, I might need it. Yeah, later. Now, my name is powerful enough.
Now, back to the Jiggy Jaguar Experience, starring comedian James Davis.
Right now, all it needs.
We're having a hell of a conversation here in studio. It's the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience, so let's get back to it.
Yeah,
go, Israel.
We back, and y'all in mid conversation, man. And
Well,
right
y'all kinda
now,
said the wrong time right
what
now.
we discussing is just like the state of hip hop in Kansas and the independent market as a whole, and really what me and Jiggy have been trying to do, and to plug the event that we got coming up at Rock Island. What day is that, Jiggy?
April 27th.
April 27th.
It will be the day. It will be the day after a hell of a weekend for us, because on Friday and Saturday during the day, I will be at, and I guess you're going to be with me
Absolutely.
at the Libertarian Party convention at the Holiday Inn. We're going to be interviewing and broadcasting live from the convention on all the websites, video, audio, all that. And
Man,
then
y'all need to keep us posted,
night,
man.
we're going to be at Rock Island for Concerts for a Cause, and then the next day we'll be at Rock Island for the live Sunday broadcast. So
Y'all need to keep us posted so we can remember, man. 'Cause you know,
oh yeah, I made an event on Facebook. We're gonna promote the shit
definitely.
out of this thing.
Well,
'Cause-
what we've been talking about is just the state of music, locally, because that's where we're from. But just some of the things that independent artists run into in smaller markets. And
yes,
what me and Jiggy have attempted to do is, really what people don't understand is, in the whole grand scheme of things, we have a wider market range, market capability than 93.9 does. You leave Hutch you leave Wichita, you leave that signal area, and no one can hear you. We've interviewed people from Iceland. We've interviewed people from South America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So being on our station, you actually have a further reach. And all we asking is, look, just support us as we support y'all. And it's like nobody...
Get us some music.
Yeah.
The thing
That's all
is,
I'm asking. Just
the
get
thing
the
is,
music.
any publicity, any type of support, any type of notification is great. Whether it's the radio, whether it's the TV, whether it's a product, whatever it is, people need to be heard.
Yeah.
Hell,
You know
we're doing a
Right.
thing right now.
Exactly.
Right now.
And I'm agreeing
on the
with it.
radio, and we also are doing a thing at KansasHipHop.com where people can, if they're listed on Amazon or iTunes or any of these things, get us your music. We'll list you in the store, and when people come in and buy your music, you still make your money. We make a little bit of a cut as a referral, and that's it.
People don't understand, man. They want people
that's
don't
a
have an
beautiful
excuse.
thing, though, bro.
But we're not getting played. We're not getting no spins. Well, in actuality, you can. You are.
Yeah,
You know?
and that's what
it takes a little bit of initiative to To
I had a conversation the other day, and I'm not going to throw him under the bus. So I won't say his name, but I had a conversation with a first time on this program. It's the new kinder, gentler Jiggy.
Don't get Jill now.
I had a conversation with somebody in the Wichita scene who's he's a DJ, does some other things. And he told me, he says, part of the reason why all these rappers in Wichita don't want to do anything is because they're sitting in front of Facebook and Twitter. They don't want to get off their ass and work.
Hey, man. Look here. You see these three?
Well, no, I don't.
These fellas right here? That's not the question here. That's not the question here. What the question here is the fact that I know the three guys that I'm looking at, in my genre.
Yeah,
I know that they stand up guys.
Yeah.
See, and on our side of town, in our neighborhood, it's hard to find stand up guys that are willing to stand alone.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I feel like when me and Israel have done songs together, it's been a powerful song. When me and C sat for over a year and a half, was it? It recorded this album. And that's why we feel like it's so powerful. Right. It can compete with any album because we stood together. You got two individuals that come together for a common cause. A lot of times you don't have that in the situations now. It's guys getting supported and carried and can't stand alone.
Well, they want you to support them, but they don't support you. You know what I mean?
They hit me like you said. That was dope though.
Yeah.
Appreciate it,
grab your mic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then to interrupt because it's top of the hour, it is the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience. We are in the midst of overtime, and this segment is brought to you by our good friends at KansasHipHop.com.
Overtime, that's when the real players show up.
Mixdown Studios.
Mixdown Studios.
Red Cat Studios. Hey, we went out there. Shout out to Luke. Luke Wallace, he hit me up last night. Me and T-Poot went out there, and I shot a part of the blog, Real Talk with Iz blog. That's on iz316.com. He went out there, man. We got to check out his studio, man. Real nice venue, man. Top of the line stuff.
Luke is actually going to be one of our guests at the Rock Island deal. So.
Yeah, hey, Luke. Shout out to Luke, man. He's a real cool guy.
Well, getting back to Israel's point of what we do here, and I'm not doing this because of all the different things that I've said this week on the old Facebook, but I'm stating facts. We have people from the United Kingdom, the European Union, Italy, Turkey, Mexico, the Russian Federation, the Ukraine, Germany, Japan, Canada, Israel. Not that Israel. The
real Israel.
Well, the real Israel right there. China, Poland, Kazakhstan, Romania, the Netherlands, France, India, Hungary, the Czech Republic, Malaysia, Lithuania, Taiwan, Vietnam, and Serbia. All checked out kjagradio.com or heard this show in the month of January.
Already, man. That's beautiful.
That's a good impact, man. Congratulations.
Hey,
We also have something that, and I find this very, very funny. But one of the top places that checked us out was, as it says, government. I can only.
It's probably my fault.
Only read into that.
I was just playing.
Well, hey, if they heard my name, they might be here in a minute. Dave, look out the window and see if they pulled up front.
Right.
Hey, I just want to say one thing though. We sit here and we were talking about the state of how the rap game is in Wichita, Kansas, or whatnot, or just in the state of Kansas. Period. I just want to say, no, my thoughts are very opinionated. I'm not only am I a rapper and I've done a few other things, but I'm a barber. Right. So barbers always got their own opinion. But I just want to say, I just want to say that I'm not a hater at all. And if you are out there and we in the same genre, even if you don't support me, I'm gonna tell you to keep pushing.
Yeah,
keep doing your thing.
Yep.
Because what I represent is the dream itself. I don't represent, no necessary type of clique. I have a group, SS Express, yes, but I represent the dream of trying to make it up out of Kansas. And if you can be that dude to get there before me, that's great, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll pat you on the back.
Right.
You know? But I don't want you to go back home and try to sit there and say, well, the great Howard James sitting up there hating, he ain't that great after all. No, guess what, man? I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I don't. The great.
I mean, that's why we feel like it's so hard to, you know, like he was saying earlier, man. I get a lot of people who, man, I'm gonna say trash, but they got their skills ain't.
They're blowing money.
Yeah, their skill is not as where it really needs to be. And then when they ask me, well, man, what do you really think? And I tell them the truth, man. And that's what I've come to like. You know, I kind of narrow down my clientele where people they come, and if they ask me, I'm gonna tell them the truth. I don't care if it hurts your feelings. I don't care if it's. I don't, man, because you know why? Because awesome. I be lying to them. I be lying to myself. And I feel like I be doing injustice to the music scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody who's whack and they got my name all over it, and I'm like, oh man, I just recorded it. That's all. I just recorded. You know what I mean? That looks immature. You know what I'm saying?
One guy that was doing music, you know, he had liked the project that I had done, so he had brought his project to me, and wanted my opinion. And he got mad. See, I consider myself a songwriter.
Right.
You know, just not just a rapper. You know, because I can sing too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so
don't you sing
when he came to me, I told him, I said, man,
don't you sing my girl hair?
No.
No midnight meat train in my house.
Midnight meat train.
Not in my
house. Who I am.
Yeah, but speaking of midnight meat train, at some stage of the game, we're going to bring David Vidal back in here, and we're going to have him tell that story, the train story.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait.
He is a total badass. After you see this, you're going to be like, man, is he a real guy? And then you go check his Facebook page out, and he's categorized as a fictional character. Wow. After he tells that train story, you're going to be like, holy shit. But go ahead.
What I'm basically saying is, what was we talking about?
Jiggy has that effect on everybody.
Yes, well, you was talking about how you was gonna support everybody if you see.
Yeah, and see that's what.
Okay. The guy came to me with his music, and I gave him my honest opinion. I said it sounds good, but you don't have any legitimate songs. I don't remember what I heard 2 tracks ago. And
that's the problem.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
That's a little bit of a problem.
If you call yourself a recording artist,
yeah,
and you want to get out of Kansas, I mean,
that's the problem. They don't. They want to be the dopest on popular. Yeah. Not popular that we on here.
You need to find your own niche. Man.
I say this, man. Jiggy, not just because he's my buddy, but he's actually done way more for the hip hop community in Wichita than they ever know. So I can understand some of his frustration, because here's somebody who's built his own station, done his own thing, and he's trying to offer people opportunities to get out there, and they have an attitude like, well, what can you do for me? Well, fucker, what have you done at all? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what have you done at all? But he's being gracious to try to help you at all. Like,
hey, Jiggy, I'm going to tell you right now. Hey, man, I can appreciate you having us out here, man. And from here on out, hey, bro, now we done met, I'll fucks with you.
You know what I'm saying? if you know, Jiggy,
I remember
you do
way
it.
back in the day, DJ, I don't think it was DJ3, but it's the only thing coming to my mind right now. Somebody said something to, I think it was Mamarazzi, about, who's this white guy talking to all these damn rappers? And it's like...
she's probably jealous.
So,
she want to choose up, man. Hey, man, nowadays, the white guy that knows the most black guys, he gets action.
I don't know if y'all know, but Jiggy suffered from jungle-itis. And,
I am, as the great Jerry Lewis would say, black lady, nice black lady with the Flavin leaving. I am right there.
And it is Black History Month, so
It is Black History Month, so I
I'll
might
say
as well
this.
spend the days fucking black perv magnets. But go ahead.
Both sides got their pros and cons. You know,
my views on it. There's a lot of the brothers that I've talked to, and they're like, I only date white women, and I'm like, hey, I'm like freaking Sir Mix-a-Lot. You throw it to the side, I'll pull up quick and retrieve it. I will jump in there. I not only jump in there with both feet, but I brought a snorkel.
You know, this is the thing that I like about K-Jack, man. You know, our first album, Hip Hop for Dummies, there wasn't nobody else locally trying to help us out. You know, after Jiggy played us, you know, it's on the station, man, our Twitter starts going up, our Facebook starts going up, our recognition starts going up. So I automatically seen the value just in that. And then, you know, when my solo album came out, he was there again, and he offered me the opportunity to host this show. And, man, it's been great for my career. And any artist that's in Wichita that I've come across, whether I like this stuff or not, I've told them, hey, we got an open door policy. If you want to come on, we'll interview you, we'll play your records, whatever, and we continue to try to do things to help the community, and we still will. And, you know, we discussed the 316up.com. Shout out to my boy Rob Wonder. You know, it's another
shout out Rob Wonder.
You know what I mean? Now we have another source of, you know, for all of our artists to actually be found in one spot. That's great for everybody, because you might go looking for, you know, Howard James the Great, you know what I'm saying, but you're going to find Israel too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the great thing. And I think that K-Jag Radio can be the megaphone for that to amplify it even more. And that's why me and Young C will be doing the 316up.com radio show via K-Jag Radio. And it's going to be great. You know what I'm saying? We'll host it. We're going to play, you know, some of this music that we want to play, but also the most
I'm looking
requested.
for a big, you know, I'm looking for a big response. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody. I got enough info, enough data in my hard drive at the studio, but I need to hear. We need to hear from everybody. This is your opportunity. This is your chance. This is what you want. You know, you need somebody. I mean, everybody. I still got all your music, so you definitely trust me.
Right.
But I need to hear that. I need to hear that response, man. We, you know, this is something we want to make real big, man, so we can let people know. It's not just only one outlet.
Right.
It's more than one out. It's an impact. You know, it's kind of like,
it
you know,
when
I started my studio, man, it was like 5-6 studios around, man.
Yeah.
Like 5 like digital elements. That was like I used to, you know, what I used to do. I used to go, you know, but I would tie in hand with Rod G.
Yeah.
And we boys right now. And
Yeah,
I go
shout
and
out to Rod.
he'd be like, man, hey, come over here and help me run this session, man. Because it's always 2 heads better than one.
Yeah.
But that right there, I learned a lot from that. Not only that, I'm sure he learned a lot from what I was doing. You know what I mean? You know, so it's time. I'm saying that it's time to link up everybody. I got music people from Kansas City, people from Salina, people from Hutch, people from Pittsburgh, people from Emporia, people from Oklahoma, people from Dallas. I mean, this is all music that I have.
Man, don't forget L.A., Memphis,
LA, all of that,
Houston,
all of that.
I mean,
I mean, that's what I do. You know, that's really what I do. But we need responses from everybody we have here to make this work. Man.
If people really understood the wealth of knowledge that Jiggy has as a person and his connections, he'd never get anything done because he would just answer calls all day. Through this man, you know what I'm saying, I've met my publicist, I met my graphic designer, I met my manager. You know, I get to interview on nationally syndicated radio stations 2-3 times a week talking about my music. So technically that makes me a national artist. Now, I might not be a very popular national artist, but I'm one, no doubt, and that's thanks to K-Jag Radio. And to have somebody with that wealth of knowledge like Jiggy has from all over the state not just here, Salina, Manhattan, Kansas City. Now, he has haters in all of those cities, I guarantee.
Oh, up until about 2 years ago, I couldn't walk into Kansas City.
But
it was not going to happen.
Oh, trust me, hey, man, to this day, I got some haters in Kansas City, man.
Yeah,
but I'm going to walk back through there, though.
And,
right now.
Oh, I do the same thing in Salina. They hate me like poison there.
Yeah.
And that's because they don't understand. So I think that
But I go back every Christmas. and I say, hello.
Hello. I think that with the format that K-Jag has with the on-air talent, like Jiggy, man, he just as skilled as my man TP is over here, or Howard is at being an artist. Jiggy is skilled like that with this radio shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you great at what you do. You know what I mean? Broadcasting. You're better than Hitman at that shit. Let's just
don't let that get out.
I'm just saying what it
my
is.
Reputation, and he'll put a bounty on my
I'm
head.
I'm not a Hitman hater. Let me say that. I'm not a Hitman hater, but I'm just saying, at your craft and what you do, I'd rather listen to you on the radio than him. I don't find him very entertaining, and I don't think I don't know, and I'll just leave that alone. That's what I'll say. But I'm saying, for our community to have that, to have you as a resource, you know what I mean? We missing out on that if we not taking advantage, and you telling people, use me as a resource. I have my manager call Jiggy all the time to ask him shit because he has a connection. You can guarantee if you like, hey, I need Tupperware with green tops. Jiggy knows somebody. I guarantee he knows somebody who can sell you Tupperware with green tops. Like, you know, and I think with his technical know-how and his understanding, like, okay, he started his own online station, but this man's a college grad. You don't get to college through being an asshole. This is what he went to college to do. When you tie that in with, you know, C's technical skill too, and you know, my personality, because that's all I have, you know, this 316 Up radio with K-Jag in conjunction is going to be big. It's no doubt about it. You know what I mean? It's just a moment of time. And I think that we gotta start looking outside of our genre and thinking differently and open to new ideals, because you got a guy that's sitting right on the couch with you right here, David. Man, ask him how many records he sold. This guy has concerts at people's house. People want to see 100,000, man. You know what I mean? Like, and we got to use.
People have house concerts and invite him over and just give him money to play.
Yeah, that's dope. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
pretty bad. That's a good.
Yeah, you know, and that's what people got to understand. My path as a producer may be different than a lot of other people's, and we have to understand that. You know, I was talking to somebody the other day. Me and my little brother was talking on the way up here, but you know, and last time we came, Jiggy. You remember we came last time?
Fuck
we
yeah, I do.
We brought the whole squad. You know,
I'm not like Stern and some of these other guys who were like, well, when were you on?
But you know, people's path speaks differently. You know, you got to be in place with with what you have. My path as a producer, even as an engineer, as a beat maker, whatever, it may be different than Rob Wonders. It may be different than SC Trills. It may be different than.
Shout out to both of them cats,
they're my guys. And see, these is people that I got a personal relationship with.
Right. Outside of the music.
Outside of the music.
Yeah,
of course,
man, he's one of the most humble guys you know.
Maybe different than Maestro. You know, Maestro, that's my blood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And to me, if we want to talk about talent-wise,
he's
of
cold.
course, he's the illest, because that's what his thing is, that he plays.
Yeah.
But guess what? That don't take nothing away from me. When I drop my tracks, mine's is going for such and such, wooty wooty woo,
right.
wooty wooty woo. And guess what? I mean, you see Jordans and Coogee on, I'm not missing a meal.
No.
You dig what I'm saying? So everybody has a lane that they're in.
But see, they don't.
You practice your craft. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You can't compare Howard, James, TP, and I cannot compare y'all. Why? Because y'all lanes, your flower
Got your
blossom
own
different.
niche, man.
But see, like, this is the thing, like, you know
what I'm saying? You know, and that's
like you gotta have respect for your artistry. Now, I could call Dave because we've built a relationship, and I'm gonna say, Dave, I want to do a song. I want to do a blues song. I want you to help me with it. Now, out of respect for him, I should pay him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Or we should have some type of barter and trade system,
Yeah.
not "See, can you make this beat for me?" And I don't want to give you nothing.
There you go.
Howard, will you do this verse for
And
me
you know
on
what?
the
There's
album?
people like
and
that.
then show up to the show and perform it, and then promote it with me, and I don't want to give you nothing.
And see that,
Like,
and that's where again, that's where our mentality is at, where we at. People done got so used to just not giving and returning. Really, it's not really a monetary gift.
not right.
Everything, every beat I do ain't been because I gotta have 100 start straighten up here, wooty woo,
Right.
leasing for that wooty woo. It never has been that. You know what I mean? If I feel like you on a track, and if somebody's really genuine and they say, bro, I need this, man, but this is what I can give. Hey, I can give you 3 hot hooks. I can give you 3. I can give you a song. I want to do a collab with y'all. I want to do a collab with y'all. Let me give you this verse. I'm gonna give you 3 hot hooks, and that'll equal out to what's name. And then from there, and you got my rights. From there, it's like, okay, it's game time.
Yeah.
Because you never know the song that this person's on. That may be the song somebody else made. What's the name?
Hey.
I gotta just make sure everything on my end is clear. That way, when we do release it, hey, now when it comes down to the financial situation, hey, let's do this way. I did the track, you did this, and from there on, let's just go half down the middle.
But see, Corey, the problem with what you're saying right
makes
now
too much sense.
Thank you. No one thinks anymore.
It makes too much sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. That's just how it is.
I'm just going to flat out say it. If you're not getting down with K-Jag, you really fooling yourself. You really losing out. Because not only that, I've got so much exposure with rock bands because we share a fan base. So a person who's going to listen to the station and hear David now gets to hear me. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And the person who gets to hear me now gets to hear David. He might be like, oh, well, you know what? I like that track because versus if you on a top 40 station, you're only going to be lumped in with people who are top 40. You know what I mean? You're not going to expand your horizon and your fan base. And that's what I'm trying to get people to see. When you're an artist, what the labels do, what the media does, what the radio, all those things are just amplifications for your actual skill. If you don't have the skill, what is there to amplify? You know what I mean? So K-Jag is an amplification for what we're doing, and people need to understand that. Yeah, and I ain't never heard Jiggy say one time, hey, you slip me $50 under the table, I'll spin your record for you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's the thing, like with radio stations, payola, that shit's illegal.
Yeah,
Internet
you should
radio,
do that. It's banned now.
You can do it all fucking day long.
It's illegal, but in the state of Texas, somebody appealed it. So
really?
from my understanding, the state of Texas is the only place where it goes on now. That's why a lot of artists you haven't seen a lot of artists start coming out of Texas lately. Yeah. Because of that. Because they're paying for them spins, and then they get signed on a major label, and they're like, well, why were you going double wood over here? Like, you had 40,000 spins, but they don't know that you was paying for those.
Yeah.
But I found that out through a promoter partner of mine because it was like $325 or something, and you get 40 spins.
But you know what? You look at then that go back to having your business in order too, because you track your spins.
Yeah.
BMI, all of that.
If you don't stop telling artists how to make money,
BMI, the office in Memphis, Tennessee.
You gotta do that.
K-Jag isn't about that.
All of that. You know what I mean? You gotta. People gotta really be on their game, man, to really understand. It's also a business. It's not just me going to the studio, rapping, and giving you a CD. It's business,
the one thing that I think is always so funny about all this, whenever labels and everything gets brought up, is myself and Seth, our digital marketing guy, Seth Stevens, and Israel on several occasions have been in phone calls with record label executives. Like, they'll get a hold of us and they'll like, hey, we like what you guys are doing for promo. We like all this stuff. And there was one time that me and Seth were on the phone with somebody. I think it was somebody from Sony, and they were trying to break an artist, but they didn't want to do it the way they do it because they knew that people were going to be like, oh, this is just something Sony's trying to cram down our throat. So they were asking us different things about, you guys use various techniques that make it look like these guys are underground, which because 90% of the time they are.
That's not a technique.
Sony was like, we send our artists out there, we send our old school artists, we send people out to Kansas and the Midwest. They go out and they do these shows, they're always paid. They always sell merch. They always have a good time. They always come back and report to us, hey, we had a blast. And they go, hey, did you open for anybody out there or meet anybody that you would recommend? And they're like, not really. And then we do searches. And we find, and at one point they asked us, and we laughed for like 10 minutes, and they were dead serious. They were like, is there anybody doing hip-hop or music in the Midwest?
Come find me. I ain't hard to find. I'm on the northeast side of Wichita, Kansas. You stand on 13th, you'll find me. Sometime during the day.
That's the beautiful thing because, and we need to talk, that reminds me, you know, the new album that you have out, it should be a big deal for our community when it happens, and it should be the venue for that to happen. My new release is coming out, man. Really, K-Jack has been cutting edge. I've never heard of anybody else having an online album release party until I did it first here. Yep. You see what I'm saying? That's that's not just extended to me. That's extended to whoever else is having it too.
There was a band, and I'm not going to mention any names because I'm boys with them, and I know that they'll be angry because they've seen the Facebook messages. No. Oh.
Here we go.
Right up there on the wall next to the Mushroom Head poster. But I talked to them when they had their album come out in September.
Right.
And I said, hey, I'd like you guys to come on the radio show, and we'll do a deal where we play some of your tracks and you tell us the stories behind them.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, we might do that. And then I never heard back. And then Israel hits me up and says, hey, I want to do an online album release. And everybody's like, oh, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Corey
where's some of these other local bands, you know? It's like, for instance, and part of the reason why we never did it with David is because of his schedule being so odd. But
David is a pimp.
When he had a disc, he had a new disc come out.
Yeah.
If we could have made the schedule work, I would have had him in here a week afterwards. We would have played his CD all the way through, or at least little snippets. And because I don't want people, you know, doing like they used to do on the radio, where you get the cassette tape and you record the music and you don't go buy the album.
Right.
But I mean, we would play snippets, or we'd play half a song or whatever, and then we'd have him tell us the story behind this stuff.
Who else is offering? See, yeah, and who's offering those opportunities?
Why can't those are really cool ideas? This deal we're going to do at Rock Island, Wichita. I told Israel yesterday, and I told Seth Stevens, our digital marketing guy, yesterday. I said, here's the idea. I'm going to be in Wichita for the Libertarian Convention. I'm not going to come back Sunday because I'm already going to be down there, so why don't we just do a live broadcast? Oh, let's do it from Rock Island. We're going to be there the night before anyway with the Concert for a Cause. So let's do a live broadcast. We go to Rock Island. Rock Island's management's like, we're down. Let's do it. Whatever you got to do. So we're going to have drink specials. We're going to do our show. We're going to have Ryan from the Cotillion show up. We're going to have Israel there. And then we put out the word, and this is one of the reasons why we're doing it early. I want a stampede of local artists to show up. I want to have to go into overtime, an hour and a half. I want to have to say, damn, we ran out of time. Can we do video interviews?
Hey, man,
hold on. Do all that
but
shit.
You got to remember something, Jiggy. Only the real players show up in overtime. Like you trying to tell you that.
Real talk.
Only the real players show up.
I've told artists, look, send us your tracks. Send us pay us a small fee for your commercial to be on the station, and they don't want to do it. Like, you know what I mean? It's cheaper.
We have done this. We have done this. We have offered.
Just stay down, man.
Said I will come up here every single week. Just ride with me.
Yeah.
And give me a couple bucks for gas, and we'll go make it happen. And these artists are like, I don't know. And then,
but see what's gonna happen? Everybody gonna start. It's gonna take 2-3 to catch on.
Yeah.
Once them 2-3 catch on, next week is gonna be 6. After that, it's gonna be about 18.
See, another thing.
Then it's gonna be like a rolling revolver. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I remember I told you about the studio, about my lab. I wouldn't know when I first opened. I had competition with 6-7 different studios.
I remember the crib about for 13.
Yeah. Then I had a little bit of action. Then I got in the video, stepped all the way out there, and it was kind of like. It was kind of difficult, like, man, ain't nobody coming out, man. But now after that, it's like it's bombarded. I don't have enough. I don't have time. You know what I'm saying?
We had a guy call in at the top of the show who has a book, and I've been waiting for artists to go, "Hey, I can't come up there. Can I do a phone interview?" Okay.
Yeah.
Can I do Skype interview?
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. They not taking advantage of that, and I done extended
but
the
you know
olive
something?
branch to everybody, whether I like them or not.
But you know something?
Because that's not my.
I'm gonna tell you, all you need, like he said, it's gonna happen. All you need to do is stay focused on the vision.
Oh yeah.
Because see, I give you an example, man. We got a barbershop, you know. And didn't nobody like the old owner of the building. So everybody that was in the other businesses around our barbershop, they left. Next thing you know, we had a barbershop full of barbers. All the barbers left, you know, it was just me and the owner, you know. But then a new owner came in, and he bought that building. And now, not only is more people starting to come back to the shop, but more barbers are trying to come in. And not only more barbers coming in, but there's more people trying to get these businesses. Now, in the next month, we got 3 different businesses that's opening up, and there's only 5, total in this whole strip mall.
Yeah.
Well, you bring up an excellent point. And David will back me up on this.
David is gangster.
Me and David's good friend Jennifer Randall, who does Third Thursday here in Hutchinson.
Shout out to Jennifer.
She recently, probably I would say September, I had noticed that there was a lot of people that weren't on the Third Thursday schedule. They just showed up and they played. So I had an idea. I thought, well, we're going to test this out because all the hip-hop guys are always bitching, oh, Third Thursday's all corporate. They don't let us in. So I'm like, okay, we're going to do this. So I called DJ Spawn in Junction City. And I told him, I said, come down and we're going to set up on a corner. And we're just going to see what happens. And we set up on a corner. And then all of a sudden, before we know it, Jennifer, who was at that event, shows up down there. And she's like, hey, he's not on the schedule. I got to have him move. But she goes, I don't want him to move because there's a shit ton of people over here, and they're all little kids, and they're all bobbing their head, and they're all having a good time.
Yeah.
And she goes, just tell Spawn to turn it down a little bit. So he did, and it was fine, and we all moved on. And so the next month, she's like, I'm going to schedule him in for a spot. So he showed up. He did his thing. Now, I put a deal out on Facebook, Twitter. We did it on the radio show. I said, hey, local artists, hip-hop guys, come over. DJ Spawn's going to provide the music. And you'll sell a shit ton of CDs, and you'll sell a shit ton. You'll make tips.
Man, I made about $400 just at the.
None of these artists rolled in, and Spawn kept doing his thing. Well, then it got cold, and we're going to do it again next summer. Israel the next weekend goes, I wish I could have been here, but I got another idea. I'm going to the fair.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just hawk CDs. And everybody and their brother, hater ass Chris, all of them.
Yeah.
They all said, oh, you're an idiot. You're an idiot, blah, blah, blah.
With a pocket full of cash.
First day, he made $200 just standing in the parking lot and catching people as they went in. The next day, he went into the fair because, of course, he had a media pass through us. And I thought, you might as well take advantage of it.
K-Jag Radio, bitch.
So he's walking around, talking to all these people, passing out flyers. He'd walk up to people and proposition them for the CD, and they'd go, well, I'm not really into it. He'd hand them a download card for a song.
Yeah.
And then he shows up here. Now, I checked in with him an hour after he went out there. He shows up here. He's got $400 in his pocket, and he's like, yeah, it just started taking off like wildfire.
Yeah.
None of these other artists have ever thought, I ought to just go show up at the fair.
You know what I mean?
Hey, man, we know we've been talking about, like, River Festival coming up,
yeah,
us getting boosts.
Okay, Dad, we're gonna be.
You know what I'm saying?
We definitely gonna be in the fair.
I mean, that would be a good look. You know what I'm saying? For all of us.
There's a deal right now. In fact, we are working on it right now. Mike at the Rusty Needle here in Hutchinson is going to do a concert for a cause thing. We're going to do it on the last Saturday of May. It's going to be a big Schools Out bash, and it's going to be an all-day music festival. And he wants music. He wants country, rap, whatever. And I put the call out to these artists, and the only one that's kind of accepted is Israel. And I'm like, where the hell the rest of these starving artists,
Jiggy,
as I call them?
Jiggy, you got my tweet. Now when I leave, you'll have my number.
This is what I want to do. I want to take a break.
Yeah, we need to take a break.
Harris track.
Play
and then I want to come back Now, before we go though,
We
Harold.
gotta have David tell that train story.
Absolutely.
Too.
No. Come on, man. Now, before we go though, the great Howard James, tell everybody the name of the album and where they can find it at.
The name of the HJV is the name. While You Were Sleeping is the name of the album.
Yeah.
There's a meaning behind that. But it'll be available on iTunes within about the next week or so. It's also, right now at the moment, it's at One Stop Shop out at the flea market, out on Meridian. And Rob Wonder. It's at Music and More with Mamie. Shout out to Mamie down on 13th and Poplar. And
historic place.
And we interested in getting in a lot, more places. But that's just starting off.
And it's playing at KJAG Radio right now,
Well,
bitches.
hell, something else.
Oh, and it's spinning in Nigeria, baby.
Yeah.
Johnson Music here in town. They are a music shop. They offer local artists to come in and take advantage. There's only 2 local artists have their shit in there. What is going on?
Well, we know what time it is now.
What is your Facebook?
My Facebook page. I don't have a fan page yet, but I have a Facebook page at Howard James Burnett. You just type that in, my face will pop up. On Twitter, you probably type in the Great HJB, and there you have it. And you'll always be able to contact me.
Yeah,
any kind of way. So.
Yeah, you could.
We have LEDs on these cameras, and they actually work.
Yeah, man, and it's a quality album, man. It's definitely worth the money, and I think that you guys are gonna enjoy it. In this next track, I believe this is one with Capella.
Yeah, Crush on You.
Crush on You.
Yeah, this goes out to all the sexy ladies.
Young C on the track.
All night long, tell your DJ to play your favorite song. Me and you rockin' till the early morn. Me and you getting it on. All night long, tell the DJ to play your favorite song. Me and you rockin' till the early morn. Me and you getting it on. You wonder where I am. First time I saw you, you blew my mind. Now I think about us all the time. A woman like you is hard to find. When you look as good the front as you do from behind. A person like you would make me better. Not a girl but a woman down with whatever. Good times and stormy weather. I need a friend for life. Can you love me forever? Maybe I'm choosing you, the one I chose. I dig your whole style, hair, nails, and clothes. I even love your walk is with confidence. Your intelligence is so evident. Baby, I dig everything you do. Can't you see the way Howard James in love with you?
I got a crush on you. On my mind. I think about you all the time. I got a crush on you. On my mind. Can't get you off my mind.
All night long, tell your DJ to play your favorite song. Me and you rockin' till the early morn. Me and you getting it on. All night long, tell the DJ to play your favorite song. Me and you rockin' till the early morn. Me and you getting it on. You need a man like me. You need your G. Be it like shattered armor, yo, Hercules. Someone to love, hold and protect. Hold you in my arms, kiss you on your neck. Can you be my free? I'm in my sheets, but a lady in the streets when you rep me. Hear my voice, you get weak in the knees. The same way I do when I see them jeans. Every time I step, you get big brown eyes. You make me feel alive like Johnny Five. You make me wonder if you could be my wife. Make me feel like this love's for life. We don't need no drugs just to be together. Your love is my drug, I stay high forever. If you the one, I stay by your side. For a real woman that's mine, I'm a ride.
Crush on you. On my mind.
moan. All night long, tell the DJ to play your favorite song. Me and you rockin' till the early morn. Me and you getting it on.
Necessary and elementary.
The #1 program dominating the internet talk show scene, the Jiggy Jaguar Show.
April 27th, Wichita, Kansas. Get ready. The world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience is going to be broadcasting live as live can get at 101 North Rock Island in Wichita, Kansas. Get more information at jiggyjaguar.net. Also, kjagradio.com. We will be broadcasting live as live can get. Lots more details coming soon. A huge, huge live broadcast of the Jiggy Jaguar Experience 427 in Rock Island in Wichita. You've heard us play unsigned artists every single weekend on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Experience on TalkRadioX.com and Radio Xenu and 50-plus stations across the U.S. and Canada. Now you can be our featured artist of the day. Send us an email, kjagradio@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/kjagradio or find us online at kjagradio.com. You could be our next artist of the day. Submit your music, your bio, and your information today at kjagradio.com. The newest way to get heard, the newest way to get noticed in the Wichita and Central Kansas scene. It's KansasHipHop.com. You can sell your music in the store.
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Sell your music in the store on KansasHipHop.com.
Also, post your videos and have your audio heard by millions.
KansasHipHop.com.
Social promo as well using hashtags.
KansasHipHop.com.
Check out the KSHH Mobile Text Club. Stop sitting in front of the social media and hop on KansasHipHop.com.
Now back to the Jiggy Jaguar Experience, starring comedian James Davis.
Damn imaging fixed. It is the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, coast to coast and border to border. We've got the return of Israel this week.
Yes, my
Forget
child.
about what you've heard. Forget about squirrels and jello fights. Forget about ferrets jumping out of palm trees. We got Israel in the building.
Yeah, I'm back.
And we have, it is overtime, and as my man said earlier, the real players show up in overtime.
Already.
Yeah, definitely. So, man, it's been a great show. I think that we've, been able to really talk about some things and get some things out from an educated standpoint.
Yeah.
That last track that you just heard was from an artist who's been here, Capella, and Howard James. They actually collabed on that. I love that track with the Michael Jackson sample, man. It still feels good. Anytime you like mess with a Michael Jackson track, it has to be good, and it definitely was. And while you were sleeping, man, I think that's fitting for Howard. You know what I mean? Like the what they say, the race is not given to the swift. You know what I mean? It's to the person who can endure it. And, man, he's been putting it down a long time. He just, like you mentioned, man, a year and a half he worked on the album. You know what I mean? And, man, the quality shows, man. And it's
Thank you. Me and C, we really strategically, man, sat down and did enough songs and then picked out of these songs to where it can have a flow. I mean, man, we got enough songs to do another album.
Right.
Maybe 2 albums, but they had to flow together. It had to have a certain flow to it. And we felt like we picked a good group of songs, man. But the phrase while you were sleeping, it represents everybody that has fooled with me in the music game, in the just in the streets in general, man. You know, we may have not always been like the top dog, but we scratched our way all the way up there. You know what I'm saying? And when you was over there and you was bad mouthing, when you was over there and you shoulder short and didn't think that we had more hustle than you or just as much grit or whatever the case may be, and then when you went to bed and then you woke up the next morning, all kind of shit that happened. You done found out your broad that got shredded. You done found out that
midnight meat
train. Your fiends got took. You done found out all kind of stuff, man. And that was when you sleeping on the job, man. Next thing you know, you find yourself in the unemployment line. You know, and so, you know, even with the industry, you know, they view Kansas a certain way.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and because they view us a certain way, you know, promoter told me, he said, man, the reason why I don't know artists from Oklahoma, Kansas, or Nebraska get signed to major labels is because the labels already view them in a certain aspect. Mm-hmm. You know, and so they don't believe that they can sell a product that's comparable to a Lil Wayne or a Jay-Z or somebody of that magnitude, because big city shit happens everywhere around here. But they don't want to believe that. They barely believe that there's black people
That's
in
why
Kansas.
we gotta murder them.
You know, so that's
I couldn't believe it.
Well, until today.
You guys walked in.
But see, Dave's a successful artist. He's just humble. That's what you guys don't understand. This guy, this is what he does. You know, he's a musician. You know, some people strip, some people, I don't know, sell crack or whatever, but Dave's a musician. Well, and man, it's been great having him. I met him a couple months ago, so he's been on the show a couple times, man.
Well, and he's been on a couple times since you've been. I don't know.
I'm just talking about
Only once.
Since I've been gone.
I missed you so much.
While I was sleeping,
he was on, and Nate from the Joy Cops was here.
That punk.
and David is like, who's this guy?
No, I like Nate.
Me too, but
if not you know?
I like Nate, but if I let him know we were friends, he might actually think we were friends, and then it wouldn't
start
be the
calling
same.
you every day.
Yeah, he might want to talk to me and stuff.
Pop up at your house without no warning.
Yeah, all that stuff. And I don't want that.
I don't want that.
Shout out to Nate, the real Joy Coughs. But man, it's been great talking to
jam too.
Huh?
We had a little jam, Nate and me.
Oh, okay. He sucks.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say anything.
Just tell him I said it. No, I'm glad. But man, Corey, I finally got him up here, man. You know, to come to the show. He works with a lot of artists, man. Some of the hottest artists you've heard in Wichita. He's worked with all of them. You know what I mean? And he still allows me to work with them as long as I schedule it 30 days in advance. You know, background checks. On my new album, actually, shout out to his sister Natalie, who's more talented than he is musically. She sung the hook on the Tupac tribute that I did, and she killed it, man. Like, you know, I came in the studio, I talked to her for like 2 minutes. I played the original track that I did.
Yeah, shout out to Nat.
Then I played my my version of it, and man, she did a great job.
As a matter of fact, if you hear this, I got a song for you.
Tell Nat I want to plate. I'm tired of Corey always getting the plates and being asleep on Facebook. I want to plate too. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, hey, they got a picture.
That's
Corey.
a brother and sister relationship, man.
Yeah, because he on the couch like that.
That ain't access to nobody else.
I need that plate. I want a plate too.
Yeah, the food that knocked him out. That's what I want.
You know what I mean? But I want to talk to Dave. This guy is like the Indiana Jones of music. You don't have.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I don't have.
He even got the hat.
Tell us. Please.
You hit that shit right on the head.
Tell us a train story.
Indiana Jones of music.
This is a real story. Come on, Dave.
I think it's already archived, you guys. But
That's all right. We'll get it again. The great Howard James wants to know. He's infatuated with trains, mainly the meat train at midnight.
Yeah, Midnight Meat Train is a nickname I got a long time ago, man. If you listen to the album, it's kind of like a moniker you'll hear, you know.
Midnight Meat Train.
That's who I am.
Here's the
I serve
story
dick by the pound. Your man served by the gram.
As best as I can recite it again. I was down in Mexico in my wayward youth, which continues to this day, believe it or not.
This is a real story. This motherfucker said, hold on, he said wayward youth.
In Mexico.
Yeah, oh, man.
It's a good story when it starts off like that.
Yeah, so I was,
come on.
I was down in Mexico, and I traveled all over. I went down not without a plan, because I lived a lot of my life without a plan. And I ended up going all over the country. I was waiting for the mushrooms to grow in Palenque, but it was the wrong season. I didn't know, because I was stupid. I was young and I was stupid. So I'm waiting around, and they didn't grow, and I slowly ran out of money. I didn't have much to begin with. So I took a train to just north of Mexico City.
How did you get on the train?
Well,
when you say you took the train,
and then I got off. That was as far as I could get, and then I hitchhiked a little ways, and this guy told me in Spanish, if you really want to get north, what you want to do is hop a train down here. And so I did. I waited for this train to come, and sure enough, where it came, it slowed down coming around this bend, and I had this backpack and a guitar, right? I'm like,
that just sounds like some G shit.
Sound like a Brad Pitt movie, but go ahead.
Well,
exactly.
Brad Pitt wasn't there. So I get on this train, I jump on it, and about a quarter of a mile down the track, there's a little town there in the station, and there's all these Mexicans who are the nicest people. Mexicans are the most polite people in the world. They just are. It's just their way. And so they just kind of ignore me. I'm on the train. Here's this dumbass gringo sitting there hanging on with a backpack and a guitar on a train coming in, and they're meeting their family and stuff, right? And I'm there, and I better duck around. This isn't going to work. So I go around the other side. I get on to this car that's open, and I'm just kind of waiting around for the train to take off. And there's some stuff. I hear some, stuff bumping and stuff. Pretty soon, after a while, I hear these footsteps and these guys talking, and I see this flashlights because it's dark now. And they come out and go, man, they're going to catch me in this train. I'm going to jail again. There's about three, 4 times in Mexico I thought I was going to jail, and I got lucky and never did.
Yeah, because you'll get...
Yeah, you don't come out of jail in Mexico. No. It's better if you're American, but it's it's not. Anyway, so they're coming back, and I hear them. I realize they're going to open this door. They open the door. They look in, point the flashlight up here, point it back, point it right at me. And I'm sitting there like this rat, kind of stuck in a corner. And they say, if you want to go north, you got to get on a different car because this one's been disconnected from the train. So, they had actually searched me out. Somebody had said, there's some dumbass gringo that got in a car back there, and he's going to sit there and starve to death, and you're going to find him all blood and shit, right? So I got on the car and I rode all the way up north to Mexico, almost to the border, on the freight train right up. I pretty much thought I owned it. It was like, and then got run off a couple times. The guy with a gun, came and ran me off. And then I didn't like hitchhiking anymore because it was a lot of fun just riding on the train. And I got back on, and that ended up hitchhiking back. I got to. The story goes on and on. I don't know how much you want to hear.
But see, no, that's what I wanted to hear is that don't happen in our neighborhood. Like, you know what I mean? We don't hitchhike.
Don't happen in our neighborhood.
We don't hitchhike across the town, let alone.
I ain't no hitchhiking in our neighborhood. No.
Yeah, well, it was a different era,
You know what I mean? I don't think they born with the muscles developed to ride bikes. Just play video games.
He said you had a train story, and it brought that up because my moniker was the Midnight Meat Train. But I can appreciate that story. You got a story like the man from Dos Equis. But it can't top the Midnight Meat Train story. You have to buy the album HJB while you were sleeping to find out about the Midnight Meat Train story.
Yeah, you can hear the
It
Meat
is
Train
not a
story.
story that you need to be talking about in front of your kids.
Why don't we
that.
play it?
Huh?
Why don't we play it?
It's almost time for Iz to
Yeah,
go.
it's almost time. But guess what? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get with Jiggy Jag, and I'm gonna set it up to where I'm gonna come back, man, and we can go through every song and whatnot, and just really
Let's
sit and
do
chop
an
it
online
up.
album release party for it.
Already,
Right
we
now, it's been
did that
fun.
about a couple weeks or so.
We spent our time here thanks to Young C.
Yes, sir.
Mission Entertainment, Mixdown Studios. Thanks to K-Jag Radio for hosting us. Mr. Vidal, he's always a gentleman and a scholar.
He is always a gentleman and a scholar
Yes,
and a
sir.
fantastic story.